crime. From cold cases to serial killers, missing persons, and more.
100% he did this.
I'd go off in the fantasy world.
How much more lucky can you get that you're not on death row?
You want to know what we know.
My name is Jay. This is Guilty of Crime.
What is up, everybody? How you doing? Is there a few people back today? Yesterday, Grizzly True Crime broke the internet. I'm convinced. What's going on? So, Wednesday says so much Maddie stuff has dropped. Grizzly was on 10 p.m. time with the SS interrogation, and now there were 12,000 people. And the reason I put that on is because there were 18,000 people watching this live, and it's like they must be sleeping today. What's going on Wednesday? Laura, hello. Randy B, thank you for being here. Brenda, Laura, what's going down? I hope we get a crowd in here today because, man, I really, truly wanted to get that video all by itself and be able to do this. But Grizzly True Crime brought it. I saw Mr. AG streaming this earlier, so shout out to AG Tactical. Adam Drives Helen, what's up? How you doing? AstroTurf, good to see you. So today we're going to go over, and you guys tell me, I have the Jennifer Soto video police interview that we've never seen before on this channel. Now, I watched this yesterday and I streamed, and Grizzly True Crime did an amazing job. She did amazing. It was her content exclusively, so that means nobody else can get it unless they file for a FOIA, and who knows how long that takes, right? But you guys want to watch this with me. I was in chat yesterday. I saw you guys saying, "Oh man, I can't wait to hear your take and your comment and everything I've put out into the community." We want to talk about what we talk about here, and you guys want to have a say. Now, when there's 18,000 people in chat, you really can't chat. So, shout out to Grizzly. You guys do me a favor. There's 148 people in chat. 148 people more than there were. 159 just came in. Please do hit that like button for me. I don't come on here to just talk to myself and not get this out there. So I really do want my content out there. I want you guys to know what I'm talking about and for it to be spread around. So what's up, Scary Sherry, Casey Atkins? Thank you for becoming a new member and being here. Thank you. Precocent. What's going down? Hit the like button. Brianna, I saw you. You're going to be cooking some dinner while you're listening to this. Well, all right, y'all. Thank you, Lynette, for not forgetting to hit the like button after I said that. Let's get into it because it's a 4-hour live stream. Now, Jennifer Soto is the one that we've been hashtagging arrest Jen Soto on. So I thought, well, if the crew is burnt out today, I can go to the Stephan Sterns video. You guys let me know. I think we're going to want to do Jen Soto. You guys want to hear what I have to say. I want you to know again that you're not having a deja vu. Jen Soto is definitely saying many of the same things, except for this time. And hello, Jay Sage. You finally caught a live. This time, she tells the officers that Maddie could have been OD'd and then, we'll say, strangled. All right. So we're going to hear that. And it's 4 hours, so I'm going to probably only get to half of it today if I can. Sunshine, the 12,000 Grizzly chat was wild. It won't be long. Well, I hope so. All right, then I'll be able to have the time to get exclusive content for you people. But right now, I just can't do that. I have to work all day. I barely got in here in time. My daughter, I wish somebody would know what virtual reality Oculus headsets are and how to hook them up to a computer because she's driving me nuts, y'all. Driving me nuts with that. Thank you, Petra, for being a member for 1 month. All right, I'm about to get this Grizzly Grizzly video that you've never seen before on my channel. I'm going to get this going. We're going to put Jen Soto on. It's like 4 hours long, so we're going to make sure that we get to the real meat and potatoes of it. And when we stop or when the officers leave the room for 15 minutes, we're obviously not going to watch that. All right. So again, shout out to Grizzly True Crime for the video. Thank you, S Turtle for the 199 super sticker. If all of you guys could donate in some way by either liking, subscribing, or becoming a new member, or even sharing, that helps. If you have no dough, that's okay. Thank you for the super sticker, S Turtle. I appreciate it. So we're going to get on with this. It's very long. All right. Adam says, if you have the link cable, and I do, Adam, I just got the link cable today. I just don't know what I'm doing or how to hook the dang thing up. So I ran out of time and I had to hop on here and I couldn't help. That being said, maybe I'll pick your brain after you can give me a little bit of guidance. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let me bring myself. Actually, not that big. All right. Let me see what the best way is to come on here. I know I'm a little bit low here, but I really do want you to see this crazy woman. And I'll tell you my opinion as we go. I want to scream it out right now, but I also don't. All right. Let me fix myself as we. Jen Soto. Jen Soto, y'all. Jen Soto. First time on my channel.
With all kinds of people.
Let's see. No, I don't want to do that. Sorry. Is that good? Thank you.
And there we see you sitting on the couch. Okay, so I just.
We do. Thank you, Grizzly. We're not going to do every little thing.
People, we have resources out there, obviously doing active. So,
Thank you, Barb.
So, Texas Small is kind of.
All right. Thank you, Barb. I'm going to turn this up. You guys can now see Jen Soto. Again, thank you. I am in shock that we got this as well, but I am very grateful that we got this content no matter how we got it. So again, I saw AG Tactical streaming this earlier. He had 1,000 people in chat. Way to go, bud. I wish I could have got on here earlier, but you know, we still want to arrest Jen Soto. But as you hear her and you start seeing her cry and you see her come up with these alternate ideas that are not so alternate, everybody, they're not so alternate. Lynette says Stephan had defense wounds on him, so Maddie could not have been drugged up too much. That is a good call. I'm glad that you watched this as well. Rachel Townsend, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Let's go on this. I'll turn it up. Jen is starting to cry right there, and she's crying the ugly cry. So take a look at her face, and we'll watch a couple hours, and then I'll do the other half, either tomorrow or the next day.
We're going to read through the timeline and everything else. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to go there.
You want me to go through the whole timeline?
Yeah, we'll start with Sunday. Take it through Sunday.
Okay. Sunday. Can we have tissue?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, grab some. So about actual tissues?
No, not the word.
I can give you this whole roll.
All right. I won't talk too much because it's really long, but in shock what she said. Are you in shock that she said that she was possibly OD'd and then strangled? And then she also talks about Maddie being in her trunk. Is she psychic? What is going on here? Thank you for the $2 super chat. Anybody that wants to match, please throw down.
So Sunday, birthday party. She spent the whole day at my mom's house. We celebrated with the whole family. I was at work. I just started a new job last week or the week before.
Okay. Where's that at?
Walt Disney World at Coronado Springs, front desk concierge.
Okay.
I was finishing up my last day of, no, it wasn't even my last day of training. I was still in the middle of training. Sunday in the middle of training, I couldn't miss to go to her birthday party. So I went to work. It was my family all day. She had the best day. She was so happy when I got home and I saw her. At my house around 8:30 that night. I wasn't home. She got dropped off alone. About 10 to 15 minutes later, Stephan showed up.
At your house in Kissimmee.
At my house in Kissimmee.
Now, I'm going to let you guys watch this for a little, but I do want to laugh at this because she gets those officers really pissed off in a while. And I didn't see that coming, but I want to see it coming with you. So, yeah, she's not psychic. She's psychotic. And the reason she knew all these things because she was part of it, Paul says. And she's a liar and full of shit. Thank you, Paul. Wednesday. Thank you so much. Let's go, crew. All right. I have so much on my mind, but I'm going to let you guys listen. I bumped the volume up. It's really kind of hard to hear, but I heard it okay yesterday, so I think we'll be all right.
He called me, or he texted me. I don't remember, but he let me know he was there, and that she was.
Just pausing. A lot of people asking, "Is this new? Have you heard it before?" This is new. I haven't seen it anywhere else.
Yes, Chris.
Take her meds and watch her grab two, take them. I don't ever want there to be an accident of she took too many, or my biggest fear is that she would take Adderall by accident, her daytime meds.
Got it.
I got them around 10:30. I started getting ready for bed myself. I started eating and taking my meds because I have to take meds. When I went to take my meds, I realized, oh my God, I forgot to take my Saturday night's meds, which is why I felt so weird and so abnormal and not myself Sunday while I was at work. Everyone at work noticed I was acting different and not being myself. Like I couldn't smile in front of the guests. I felt this wave of depression that I hadn't felt in years. It was my bipolar symptoms coming up again, but I've been medicating myself for all this time.
Nice.
I realized I forgot to take my meds, and I said, you guys, I need a good night's sleep. I need to take my meds. I sent them to sleep upstairs in the guest bedroom so that I could get a good night's sleep. Suggested that we all sleep together.
Yeah, let's start with that, life artist. She had already seen the pictures of her being slumped over in the car, and she had seen the pictures of Pinky Winky coming out. And she saw the SA, and she saw him. She saw Maddie not being alive. So I want you to know that before we get into this. This was on, it says the 21st, March 1st. So that night, Maddie's body was found 4:30. This was during the day, and at noon or so, and at 4:30 they found her body. Jen Soto did a lot of guessing. She also guessed that Maddie was near St. Cloud. The whole time I'd been telling you St. Cloud is where she used to live. It was right by those apartments. J.A. Price, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Para se una rana. I don't know what that means, but I just said it for you. Love you. Thank you. All right, let's go. You guys have the premise to this. Let's keep going.
In the same bed together, but not the easiest person to sleep with. She rolls around, she punches, she kicks. We have a king size bed, and she typically sleeps on one side, and she'll end up on my side when we wake up.
Okay.
So I asked her, no, please, I need a good night's sleep. If you guys can go upstairs and let me sleep.
Yes.
I had asked Stephan to take her to school in the morning.
What was Sunday? So Sunday you took your meds. What meds, if you don't mind me asking, what meds do you take? And then how does it put you to sleep deep? Does it help you fall asleep, or does it help regulate you? What kind of happens when you take the meds?
So they do all of the above. They make me sleepy. They help me stay asleep, and they help me function. So I'm stable all day. They only work well if I've got a good night's sleep and if I've eaten with them the night before when I take them, or the night I take them. The medication is called Geodon. Generic brand is called Ziprazidone. I took my meds, and then I told them to start getting ready for bed, to start heading upstairs and get ready because it was already almost 11 o'clock. It's past her bedtime. She needs to go to sleep. So I sent them upstairs.
You know, I must say, Jen's family has trolled on my lives before. I have not seen them lately. I remember when the case first broke, I recall her sister comment to wait until the proof came out to see Jen is innocent. And they did come on. They did watch some of my content. It actually got me in quite a bit of trouble initially because I did have family members on there, not just Jen's side, but Tyler and Tatiana. So I really do carry this case with respect because I know the families do watch. I want to say 333 prayer angel for Maddie. Say a prayer for her. I'm looking at her beautiful face while I'm streaming this, and I do really completely and utterly want justice for Maddie. I'm not here to just sit here and I am here to sit here and get this all out with you, but I really do want justice for Maddie, and that's why I came here to YouTube was to do that. So prayers for Maddie, and yes, Nubia, you called that out. That's why I try to keep it completely respectful as possible. Now, when I'm seeing content that Jen says, "Oh, Maddie was dead in the trunk," or Stephan has butt kinks, I can't be any more. I can't be any less about it when I see that. So I have to call that stuff out. And other times there's things that I don't say, like Pinky Winky, I call him instead of his, you know what. All right. So let's go. Sometimes I calm it down, but right now I'm getting heated watching this potato.
I think he may have come down at one point to pee before bed, and then he went back upstairs. He uses my back.
She thinks he came down at some point to pee before bed, but yet in other
I wasn't going to stop, but Grizzly True Crime did. If a man even said I need to pee before I go to bed with your daughter, the first thing I would think about was his Pinky Winky. And no, you're not going to bed with my daughter, because that's what it brings me to when a man's like, I got to pee. I'm like, is it hard when you go pee? Like, I always wonder, right? I wonder about that stuff. I don't have a man at home. I've been married for almost 20 years to my wife. So I would not let a guy go sleep with my daughter and then, oh yeah, let me just pee real quick and let it out. Thank you, Liv Wade, for the $1.99 super sticker. And it applies to all sexes. Doesn't matter if you're same gender or not. If you have a step parent or a cousin or an uncle or a sister, don't let your kids sleep with them, y'all. Here's a lesson number 1 for Maddie. What's up, Kathy Rivera? Good to see you. Chris, Jay, love you. LOAJ, seriously, it seems like common sense. It does, but this bitch doesn't have any common sense whatsoever. Let's go.
interviews, in the audio interviews we've listened to, she said that, and in documents we read, that he came down, she thinks, in the middle of the night.
Yeah, she lies. Let's go.
Him putting the leash on the dog, because the way the dog reacted, he gets very nervous and will urinate. If you put the leash on him too directly, you have to be nice and talk to him. Yeah, he's a very he's a nervous dog. Yeah. So I got up to try to help him, and he said, no, go back to sleep. I'm fine. I got this. And I said, you sure? I said, yeah. So I laid back.
Did you see that? I said, he said, no, don't, you just go back to sleep. That's interesting.
Now, when Stephan does this, and I wish I had 7 hours to stream, because when Stephan comes on after this, which is what I'm going to do next, when Stephan comes on, he doesn't say anything about the dog. Now, Scary Sherry, I really did want to address you. How is he going to pee with the heart on? I have no idea. I just told you I've been married to a woman for 20 years. I have no idea what goes on when a man goes pee. Who knows if I need to go pee was AKA I just finished having with your daughter. I don't know. I really don't know. But anybody that even talks about their Pinky Winky doesn't go to bed with my daughter. Again, you guys are teaching me some stuff because I don't know. I have no idea. Thank you, Randy B. I don't know. How would I know? I have a son, but I didn't see my son until after he was like 8 or 9. He would chase me around with his Pinky Winky, and I'd tell him, I'm going to get the tweezers out if you don't get away from me with that. I have no idea. Adam says, you can pee with the heart on. There you go. That's the first thing I think of is freaking a man saying, I got to go pee. Like, wait, what? You're sleeping with my daughter and you got to adjust? What's going on? I just think, I think of a man having I don't know. That's what comes up in my head. Pee with wood spray all around the toilet. Yeah, see, I see pee all over the toilet. I just assumed that. There you go. I love you guys. Thank you. Yes, exactly. We should all be married to our best friend, no matter what gender.
Interesting, thinking of the timeline and what he was actually up to. No, you go back to sleep. And she's like, okay. Wow. Okay, so, my goodness. Here we go.
Down and went to sleep. I heard noise in the kitchen, but I'm not sure who it could have been getting ready, but it could have been Stephan, it could have been any of my roommates. I fell asleep again, and I didn't wake up, I think, until 9 o'clock in the morning.
Did you ever leave the bedroom in that time frame?
No.
So he came in, you were kind of woken up, basically interacting with the dog, but you stayed in bed, you didn't leave the bedroom. So if you woke up at like 9, so you never
That morning.
Monday morning.
No.
So the last time you would have been Sunday evening?
Yeah.
Okay. take a minute. You know? While you take a minute, I was going to ask you earlier, has anybody reached?
And I do want to comment on them. I'm sorry, I am laughing now. I do want to comment on those hard ass paper towels that they gave Jen Soto. That is funny. I would probably give her like a dirty rag to use to wipe her face because right now she's about to ugly cry. So stay tuned for that and watch her. She only cries, you're right. She only cries for like 5 seconds and then she's like, ah. Oh, and I got to get my dog. Ah. Oh, I mean, did you see that thing? It was a blue car. This lady, man, I don't know what. There she
Out to you
goes.
during the time that you've been investigating this. So don't have anything else. Negative, positive, neutral.
My best friends have all been in contact with me, just to try to help me. There's like, setting up Facebook groups, flyers.
No negative interactions with the public or anything? Nobody's like reached out with tips or accusations or anything like that?
Not that I've seen. I've been avoiding social media because my family's telling me to not go on.
Would you be okay with our digital people looking at your phone to verify there's no stuff coming into socials, texts, things like that?
That's fine.
Do you have a phone?
Yeah.
What they'll do is they'll plug it in, they'll do a forensic download of it so they have the data. That way they can go through it and say, we did receive things, we didn't receive things, here's the communications in and out, things like that, so we can verify that for you.
That's fine.
You have a password on it?
030288.
030288.
Is that a birthday?
I do have to call out to y'all. Number one, Wims, you're right. When she whispers, it seems like she's guilty or lying. When she gets louder, she's more confident, equals truthful. And I'm going to say guilty knowledge, in my opinion. Now, guilty knowledge, did she know about it? What? I don't know. But there's a lot of things that really messed me up in this interview about her. And I don't think she's psychic. But she calls a lot of things out. They cannot find anything on her. They take her phone and they run it just like Stephan Sterns. But yet they don't find anything. Why is that? Leosa, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Scary Sherry, here's to the yellow ceilings. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Yeah, yellow ceilings. My house is not yellow ceilings, thank God. Ugly cries and ugly when crying. Potato, potato. Right. All right. I just don't understand. Past tense, frequently, you're right. And she still uses the entire time we. She still says we dropped Maddie off. She can't shake that no matter what. Thank you, Bren. What's up, Hajay and Guilty of Crime Crew? Thank you guys for being here.
My birthday.
It's your birthday?
Yeah.
My birthday is tomorrow. Right.
Today's the first.
Yes.
What?
It's her worst birthday ever, and she's ugly crying. But you're right, over 50. Maddie had a way worse birthday than her. But guess what? If she'd have been at her birthday party, she might have known that. If she'd have been home after her birthday party, she might have known that. Jay, what I'm saying is telling what happened. Yeah, how did she know what happened? She nailed the trunk of Maddie being in her trunk because the cadaver dogs hit on her trunk. She nailed that Maddie might be in the trunk. She was in the trunk. She talked about her OD and her strangling. How in the do you know that? How do you know that? Grizzly's eyes when she cries. All right, we go a little bit past that. I love you, Grizzly, but we watched 18,000 of us watched you. So I'm gonna fast forward through your commentary. Now she's sleeping, y'all. She lays down. I don't even know how this lady can sleep like that. All right, back to Jen.
I see that is at 13.
The living room has a partition in it, a fake wall kind of thing. That's got her bedroom in it. That's got a bed, a dresser, and a desk on it. Does she sleep there? No. She'll hang out there. She'll use her computer and hang out there. That's her hangout spot. But she primarily sleeps with me every night in my bed. That's because I know the roommates wake up super early in the morning. They're going to be in the kitchen. They're going to wake her up if she's sleeping out in the living room. So I don't.
So your bedroom downstairs, her makeshift bedroom downstairs, guest bedroom upstairs.
Yes.
Got it.
I'm just gonna pause. I'm thinking so hard because there's so many,
There is, and we're not going to stop all the time.
So I take off, and I'm thinking, maybe I missed her. Maybe I forgot to tell her I was picking her up from school today, because I don't know if she knew that I wasn't working. I don't know if she knew if I was off. So I asked, I don't know if I told her that I was going to get her. So I left thinking maybe she walked. That's pretty close to school. If I can't pick her up at school, that's where I tell her.
Why is she not?
I drove the path she would have walked. I didn't see her. I got to the office. She goes, no, it's a little too early. I said, okay, let me go.
Thank you, Georgia Lady, for being a new subscriber. What a nasty potato she is. Thank you. Don't forget, everybody that's not subscribed, please do subscribe and hit the like button. This is the first time that we've seen this video together where we actually get to see her face and her telling the story. So it really is interesting to see her lay down on the couch, have an ugly cry, and then get back up and use her daughter as a body. Refer to Maddie Soto as a body. Yeah, dump the body. Might as well be talking about a stranger or that lady, that the sex worker that got dumped on the side of the road that no one cares about. Now, I'm not really meaning that. I'm just saying it sounds really harsh. And the officers, I didn't like them at first until they stopped and they called her out, which we're going to get to in a while.
Hopefully. Go drive back down, wait along the path she would walk, and just wait. And I parked and I waited. I waited. I'm not sure how long I waited. Maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. She still wasn't there, and I looked at the time and I'm like, okay, she should be back at my mom's office by now. Maybe she took a different path and I didn't see. So I went, no, she's still not here. And I'm like, that's really strange. So I call. I don't know if I text or I call. I think I text her. And I asked.
She texted and she asked, now I don't want to make this a surprise, y'all, but I have Grizzly True Crime face right there. So all of this is available on Grizzly True Crime if you want to go watch it over there. If you haven't already watched it over there, it's over there. She got it exclusively over there. Grizzly True Crime. Grizzly True Crime. Grizzly True Crime is where I got this from. No surprise. Thank you for shouting that out in the chat. But yes, I got it from Grizzly True Crime. She's sitting right there. Thank you.
Or I called her. I asked, and she said, no, she didn't make it to first or second period. And I said,
so this is her talking about Maddie now not making it to school. She's going to talk about the timeline of her emailing, going up to the office. When she goes up to the office, then she finds out nothing because the office is closed. Now, she was not in Jen's trunk unless Stephan had gone back and moved her, is what she was saying. So you got to listen to this part. But the cadaver dogs did hit on Jen Soto's car. And I'm glad you guys are laughing because, yes, Grizzly True Crime Rock. She's right there. Yes, this is her content exclusively. All right.
what do you mean? She was dropped off close to the school. She should have been in school. She goes, no, she didn't make it to first, second period. I said, please check with the rest of your friends, see if she made it to any of her other periods. At some point in this, I emailed one of her teachers asking, actually emailed a few of her teachers, and two of them responded. One of them said, no, she did not make it to class, and I checked her attendance for the rest of the day. She wasn't in school at all. Like, he sent me.
All right, so Maddie wasn't at school at all, so she called Stephan Sterns, and she said, Stephan, did you drop Maddie off? What happened after? Oh, nothing happened after. I dropped her off and never saw her again. So in comparison to the two, Casey Atkins, you know I'm going to answer your question. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I answer questions without, but I appreciate it. Honest question, not being snarky, which is okay too. Would her bipolar disorder make her emotions seem odd to the rest of us? Honest answer, yes. It would. Like the quick switch between tears and no tears. Either way, she's terrible. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. You're absolutely right. That's a good possibility. When someone is bipolar and on heavy medication, they can switch and back. They can switch back and forth between moods. Absolutely. And that's why she keeps reminding us. However, when somebody's bipolar and on medication regularly, they're not foggy headed or zonked out if their medication's working. You're just on medication because you're on medication to make you function. You're not cloudy or foggy or whatever. That means your medication's not working. Just saying. Thank you for the $10 super chat. That's very true.
A screenshot of like her attendance, and it said 000.
You still have that on the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
Silly Kitty says the interview when they showed Jennifer the pic of Maddie in the car was the previous day. That's almost even worse, right? Because she's had time to like process that. So
I'm not sure.
That.
I'm actually not sure if it was the previous day. It could have been since this was the first. I thought she saw that before, but it's a good possibility. Either way, I think we nailed it with her bipolar and her medication and her. I think she is manic. I think we know that she checked herself into a mental hospital many times when the roommate lived there, the roommate that I talked to. So yeah, I think she does have manic depression. And thank you, Paul. I'm glad I can make you guys laugh. I love you guys. My best humor is when it's real humor. All right.
He came to the office and
if you're wondering why there's some like it's redacted, right? Maddie's name is redacted. So there's some redactions in here.
There's a lot of redactions in here.
I think he went with them in the patrol car.
Right. Absolutely scary, Jerry.
And then that's it. Everything was done. The cops were done. We were done.
What time? You remember what time that was on Monday?
It was after dark. Let's say 8 o'clock.
What did you guys go do after that?
We were in separate cars, me and Stephan.
Okay.
I ugly cried on the way home. I shouldn't have been driving.
She said she ugly cried on the way home.
And we saw her ugly crying earlier, folks. That was her sitting there making that lower lip thing, and she was just probably, and then she probably stopped. There's a couple other things I do want to talk about, but I just forgot because of her ugly crying face. So let's keep going with her. And she just switched up again. It's like she's going to start getting really talkative and chatty.
Let us know that there were other kids missing in the area, which is why you guys weren't responding quick.
And I want to know if that's true. We need to look into that. Were there other kids missing?
True. There was another kid missing, one other kid missing that we know of. There was a report of one other kid missing at that time. And that's why they took so long to get there. I do love the fact that this officer says, okay, you're on medication, but nothing's going to make you be on medication when it comes to your daughter. You'd have to be highly medicated and basically zonked out of your mind with no kind of feeling at all as a person. So that's what he tells her in a bit.
I think an 8 and a 9-year-old had gone missing around the same time too. In a playground, they forgot to tell. They didn't tell their mom they were going to the playground or something like that. So all the cops were over there on that side of Hunter Street. My sister's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, whatever he is, thought it would be a good idea to go to the park and talk to a cop there and see if he could bring a cop back, and that's what he did.
Okay.
And then at that point, that's when the cops started asking us questions, taking a report. Interviewing me, they interviewed Stephan.
I want to tell you folks that can't see her face, I was zoomed into her face the whole time. Although someone just said unnecessary details, you can see her mannerisms and her expressions and what she says. But if you really want to zoom in on her face, grab your phone, hop on the live and just do this and you'll zoom right in. I did. I really want to see her and Stephan's face, and I did zoom in like that to see that, just so I can react later on to it and tell you things that you might not catch. But feel free to do that. Yeah, Kylie, I did that absolutely. All I can see was Stephan's ugly eyes most of the time, and hers. But she does look like Grimace and Mr. Potato Head.
They asked Stephan to take them back to the location where he dropped them off, and he showed them wherever he dropped her off.
We saw that body cam together. Do you remember?
They were looking for cameras along the path, and I don't think they found any cameras along the way to see if there was any video recordings.
Thank you.
I think.
Did Stephan go with them in their patrol cars, or did he drive himself and they followed? How did that work?
I think he went with them in the patrol car.
I love you too. My glasses are in there, so be careful you're not
And they
sitting
came back.
like my glasses.
And then that's it. Everything was done. The cops were done. We were done.
What time? You remember what time that was on Monday?
No.
After dark. We say 8 o'clock.
What did you guys go do after that?
We were in separate cars, me and Stephan.
Okay.
I ugly cried on the way home.
All right, so she ugly cries again, and Graciela, I just want to have a big shout out to you. Everybody send healing vibes and prayers for Graciela Gonzalez. I know that you're in pain quite a bit and you're going through a lot, so I love you and shout out to you, and hopefully the whole chat can shout out some good vibes to you. And soon a grilled couch potato, manic. Yeah, it doesn't even matter what her excuse is. There's a lot of things she tells us in this interview and a lot of things she lies about in this interview over and over. There's never any excuses for her. I do want to say I am an empath and I do feel for people in general. There's one tiny point where I kind of feel bad for her, but that's just me being a human being and not being an alien on some other planet. But then I look back up and I want to punch her in the face. So yeah, there's that. And hey, Kathy Rivera, we love you too. All right, we're just people, and so we do care. We actually might get through a lot of this today, y'all.
I shouldn't have been driving.
Okay, we're going to hear the part now. Silly Kitty is saying, I heard there was a missing child in the body cam video at the insurance company, and someone also...
So since we deep dived everything, we already know there was a missing child in the area, and that's why it took them until after 7 to get there. So we don't have to figure this one out together. We know this. We've deep dived into this real deep.
Falling asleep when he left, or were you already asleep when he left?
I was already asleep when he left.
Okay. Did you sleep downstairs? In your bedroom? When you woke up, was he already awake? Or was he still sleeping?
Okay.
He was asleep in his bedroom upstairs.
The guest bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you take your medication that night?
I did.
Good.
What did you guys do Tuesday? Or just you? You guys, if you're not together, you're not together. What's the timeline on Tuesday?
Tuesday, he slept. I woke up early and started making phone calls to like the national hotline for missing and exploited children. I called the number that the sheriff's office had given me to see if they had any information, and they let me know that she was like that.
Oh my God, I do have to tell you guys, how could you sleep? I would not be able to sleep for days and days and days. And yes, Marilyn McRae, Reese is in the house. You see her now. She brought me a heart drink, and there's her hand in my face. She can't hear this. She won't be in here the whole time, but yes, she is not a mother, and all these damn people do is sleep. The police walk out, Jen sleeps. Stephan Sterns, they come in, he's sleeping for 2 hours. As a matter of fact, 6 hours of his interview, he's sleeping 2 of them or more. So all these damn people do is sleep. Thank you for saying that, C. Vincent. Their life is just sleep, sleep, sleep. And I wouldn't be able to sleep if my daughter was missing, or even if she was out hanging with her friends. When I have to go pick her up in a couple hours, I'm anxious the whole time. I don't want to let her go with anybody ever. So yes, sleep, 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 sleep. All right, let's go. That's what a mother does right here. Damn people.
What did she say she was? I don't remember what she said her position was, but she had just gotten into the office and was just starting to work on it, so she didn't have any anything new for me.
Sure.
Her name was Bonnie Mitchell. I remember that. She asked me to send her some photos. The National Exploited Children's Hotline Place asked me for photos as well. I think at this point, I had asked my friends and family to start contacting news outlets to try to get as much attention on this as possible.
Yes.
Well, that worked. Right? Damn, there's a lot of attention on this case, of course, because it's so unbelievable. All the factors and all the things.
All the factors in the deep dive we've done. Vicky Guerrera, happy Tuesday to you. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I kicked Reese out though. I said, I love you, but this is for 18 and over. I do love her though. And she says hi to everybody. All right. Yeah, they did drug Maddie all the time. Somebody said that Maddie, if she was taking her Adderall, and you're correct, she wouldn't be sleepy at school. Adderall does the opposite. But what happens if you drug somebody up the night before? They're really sleepy the next day. So I have a feeling that, and it's not like a feeling like I'm just having a feeling. I'm pretty sure Stephan Sterns drugged her up real nice when he was with her. That's why she was doing so well when Stephan Sterns was out of town and not in the house, because she got the student of the month. She could focus. She was awake. Other than that, I think they drugged her up so she can just sleep. And they could sleep. Happy sleepers.
Trying to give me suggestions. Somebody letting me know that they took flyers all the way to Orlando International Airport and posted them all over the place in case she was being trafficked. They suggested that I go to Amtrak and Greyhound. I had my sister making all these runs for me. I didn't.
By the way, this is really weird that her number one fear was to have Maddie trafficked. Thank you, Jamila, for the $2.99 super sticker. Isn't that really weird that she would have her daughter, that she would say trafficking? Now, I want you guys to know what I believe what Stephan Sterns and if Jen Soto was involved is part of trafficking. When you're selling pictures on the internet of CSAM stuff, you start selling those pictures, sending them around, and then paying somebody or them paying you to sleep with your child. So yeah, thank you, Cece. But they did traffic Maddie. So that is really odd. Between trafficking Maddie, strangling, ODing, and putting Maddie in the trunk, she nailed 4 things. How is that?
The house would do any of this.
Stephan's still asleep.
Yeah. Eventually, reporters come to the house and do an interview. And at this point, Stephan was awake. I did an interview with them, and then Stephan was crying in the background. And I said, Stephan, do you want to do the interview? You can if you want. And he sat in front of the camera and did an interview where he cried.
Do you know which news outlet that was with? I know there's a video on Fox 35 where
With
he
him
guys
sitting-
appeared to be on like a webcam.
Yeah, that was Zoom. He was sitting in the
Zoom.
background for me.
Okay.
I know
But you
that
had
one.
in-person interviews with reporters?
Yes.
You,
I want to say it was Channel 9.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Channel 9.
And he spoke to them?
Yes.
Okay.
And he ugly cried in front of the camera too. So he was fucking fake sob crying.
Damn, why does she say that with so much aggression, right?
Because she's
He-
mad
he
because her
ugly
daughter.
cried on the camera.
And she also said he fucking, and I was surprised by that. So she's really, it's crazy that she cries. She's really passive. She tries to be sweet. And then she's like, he fucking did that. Janet, thank you so much for the £4.99 super sticker. You guys are amazing. No emotion whatsoever. And then a ton of emotion. It's really weird. And this officer is almost done with it. These guys are about to just call her out real soon on her shit. Hold on. Now she's getting real comfy again right here. The comfy potato. And then she's going to be the aggressive potato.
cars. See, if he wants something, he's gonna get it, no matter what. So he wanted RC vehicles, their remote control cars, fancy ones. They were a few $100s, and I'm poor. I know I can't afford it, and he's showing up at home with these things. And I asked him, "Where are you getting the money from? Because we don't have this money." He goes, "Oh, my dad." And I said, "Your dad gave you money?" He goes, "No, I took some from his closet." And I was like they have an emergency stash? And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, he's gonna notice money's missing. And he's like, "No, he won't. It's so much money in there, he won't notice at all."
Wow.
I confirmed with Chris later on that he did notice money, but he never asked his son. But I let him know, yeah, he was robbing you and just buying himself toys. He's also lied. Most recently, he lied to his parents about where he would be. He told them he would be at his friend's house playing video or board games or something like that, but in reality, he came all the way to Kissimmee to hang out with us.
Okay. But you guys were together Wednesday? After all the interviews, did he stay Wednesday? Would you? I know
Yes.
we had some detectives go meet you guys Wednesday, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Were you guys in the house together till the detectives came?
Yes.
What was?
GHI followers. Well, those guys are called freaks. And you know what? Grizzly's the queen of true crime, and they're just jealous, Ashley PG. So we'll see what happens. If they come in here and start saying anything, just boop, out of here. Thank you for saying that, though. And I know I've heard it on Reddit, and it's just ridiculous. So we know who the queen of true crime is and who gets the best content. Grizzly does. So, jealousy, smellousy.
What kind of happened after the detectives came?
Do you feel like everything starts to get blurry?
Oh, I get it. Trust me, we've been in this office for like 3 days straight.
Yeah, so I just don't remember what date you guys.
It's like, oh, don't worry, we're gonna get it. If it's quite blurry, don't worry, we got it. Oh my goodness. So let me quickly show you something because people are asking about this clock here. Wait.
Thank you.
There. See, the clock is still how it was when the interview started. So yes, the clock stopped.
The clock is not working.
I think at this point, when I noticed that forensics was locking down the house and you guys said we couldn't come back, I told him to call his dad because I had a feeling y'all knew something and it was going to come down on him. And I'm just like, they're focusing on the wrong person. They have the wrong person. In my head, I'm convinced you guys are that you had the wrong person.
You're right, y'all. You're right, MFAR and everybody else. There's no urgency to the situation. They're telling her daughter's passed away. They want to find her body. Poor Maddie's out there by herself. Doesn't matter if she's out there by herself and she's not alive. She is literally decomposing right now outside. She's partially decomposed when they find her. And she's sitting there telling stories about her stupid life and what's wrong with it, which she should have fixed when Maddie was alive, or this wouldn't have happened. Thank you, JoJo, for the one Guilty of Crime membership. I love you guys all. And yeah, sometimes Jen's family, sometimes a family on Jen's side, and sometimes it's GHI, but anybody that trolls, it will just be cut out. So I'm watching for it.
Wanted to think that he was good.
Before we get ahead of that, what is the conversation like between you two when you're in the car? Because y'all were in there for a good while we were trying to figure things out at your apartment complex or your condo. What's the conversation like inside that car?
Yes.
I'm trying to think back to what exactly we were talking about.
Huh.
I know I remember late in the evening, like when you guys let us know we couldn't come back, and I called his dad, or we called his dad. I started saying to him, like, I think they're focusing in on you. Like, we need to call your dad, and I think we need to get you a lawyer.
All right, this is where the cops start to get irritated by her, and this is where she did say after seeing Pinky Winky come out with Maddie, they did show her the pictures after Pinky Winky, when she says she didn't recognize his pink spot on his pinky. They showed a picture of Maddie giving a blowjob. And then she had to admit it. She's seen Maddie now slumped over, aka her life was taken. She's playing dumb, and the officers are getting tired of it. So buckle up for this. If you've seen it, you're going to see it again. If you haven't seen it, now the cops are going to call her out. They're tired of this. They're tired of her sticking up for Stephan Sterns. They're going to say everything that we've been wanting to say. Why are you sticking up for this guy that CSAM'd or SA'd your daughter, took her life, has been doing it for many years? Why are you sticking up for him? And why the hell would you get a lawyer for this guy? Watch. We're going to count it down.
I feel like they're focusing on the wrong person. And he kept saying the same thing. He kept repeating what I was repeating. That they're focusing on the wrong person. They're wasting time there.
How did he feel when you said he needs a lawyer?
He didn't believe me. Like, when I told him, like, don't you see forensics is closing down the house? They fucking know something, or there's something, like, they...
I'm going to go back a few seconds so we hear that whole thing in context, but what? She's like, they effing know something. Look how they're closing down the house.
They fucking know something, Grizzly.
So I knew that our only option was to go to a hotel, but I couldn't afford it. So we called Chris, and Chris met us at a hotel by Disney,
Okay.
off of Western Way, and that's where we went. We got there pretty late. We checked in.
Yeah, even
I used the restroom, and I was getting ready for bed, or getting, like, laying down in bed probably around 3:30, 3:45 in the morning, and I fell asleep.
and
Stephan was already asleep at this point.
Did you go straight to sleep when you got in, or just kind of drifted off?
I slept all the time. I slept when I was supposed to be at work. I slept after work. I worked 10 full hours a week, and then I took a nap in between that, and then I slept some more. Then my daughter went missing, and I went to sleep. Then I woke up for a little bit and went back to sleep. And then Stephan was sleeping. Then I went back to sleep. We all just slept, and slept.
You were falling asleep.
Then
you went to the bathroom, and he goes straight to bed?
He was already in bed before I went to the bathroom.
Okay.
I was on my phone for a little bit. He was laying in bed snoozing. I went to use the restroom. I was in the restroom for quite a while because I had like a terrible sub. When I came back out, he was asleep.
Oh, officer, I had diarrhea that night. That's why. And then I went back to sleep. Yeah, ugly sleeping. She talks about her bowel system and her stomach hurting, and she ate some like, nobody cares about that lady. We just want to find Maddie. Yes, I do have a new level of hate for her after watching this. I was just waiting to see her face and hear her say this. And it's like, man, now that I'm hearing her and seeing her, I just really can't. Yeah, I can't either, but yet we're all doing it together. She's a sloth, and so is Stephan. When we watch that Stephan Sterns video together, you guys, man, I'm going to have so much for you. What's up, Andy Reed? Good to see your beautiful face. All right, let's go. Watch. Let's talk about her stomach hurting.
At least I thought he was asleep. But,
His dad stayed with you guys?
not in the hotel room. He stayed in a different room on the same floor.
Okay.
The following morning, I wake up, I think around 9 o'clock in the morning, and Stephan's not there. And I remember thinking, he left again without his phone and didn't tell anyone where he was going. That's suspicious as fuck again. Why is he trying to...
But we took his phone, so he got a new phone.
He didn't get the new phone until later that day, where his dad woke up, came to our hotel room, and then handed him a phone.
Okay.
And said, "Here, have this phone in the meantime until you get your old phone back."
Oh, so you're just saying he's out and about with no phone?
Yeah, he's out and about with no phone, so there's no way for us to contact him. There's no way for us to. I didn't know if he even knew how to get back to the hotel, because I drove that night. He's a little oblivious to when it comes to directions.
Man, she just thinks of him as a baby boy, doesn't she? She's got to coddle him. He doesn't have any sense of anything. She lets him do whatever he wants, and she does say that. I just let Stephan do whatever he wants. And the officer says, "Wait, what? Whatever he wants? What did you just say? Listen to what you just said." Well, like, I just, like, if he wanted to go to the store, I would just let him do whatever he wants. And see, Vincent, that's what it reminds me of, is oops, she does say that. And he's like, "Wait, what?"
So I was just like, he couldn't even figure out how to get here. But he rolled in around 11:15, rolled in with a cup of Wawa, and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just driving around. I grabbed some Wawa on 182 and got lost. I didn't know how to get back to the hotel.
Wawa.
But I'm here now." And I'm just like, detectives are about to show up. What the fuck would have happened if they showed up and you weren't here? Like, you would have been a fugitive. Like, what are you doing? And he was just apologetic about not telling anyone where he went.
But
Even then, you would have been a fugitive, but at that point, would he have been? She says very interesting things. Rolfie and Harley says, sham. Yeah.
Very much so, y'all.
The house is the last second. I also went to my ex-husband's wife's mom's house.
What? Ex-husband, Steve Young's wife's mom's house. Okay, interesting. Let me quickly read some comments I missed. Book Mama said,
"All right, we're going to go a little bit further because, we got our comments to read." And yeah, she does say interesting stuff. She talks about stashing the body in my trunk. Why would she suggest that? Why would she suggest strangulation as well? There was a gun in that room. There could have been a whole bunch of other ways. And not because, don't tell me because it wasn't messy, because she said she never even went upstairs, you guys. She never went upstairs from the night before when Stephan did that to her daughter. And you're welcome. MM Chloride couldn't pick better for herself. She could at least pick better for Maddie. This has been going on for years, y'all. And Wawa is an East Coast, like kind of a 7-Eleven thing, but it does bother me the way she says it. It sounds like a baby. She did say that. She said drugged and strangled, and I'm not going to edit that because she called it. Detective is listening with intent, and the moment's coming, y'all. He's going to call this potato out. It's blurred out. Whatever.
Kraken says, why are you still awake?
Because she has a whole other video to do.
A few years. It wasn't until like June of last year that
it keeps on. They're editing out names. Editing is not the right word, but they're stopping it.
Go upstairs to the guest bedroom upstairs because I just.
Yeah, why those words, Lady Leo? Exactly.
He's not a very clean guy. He's kind of a little hoarder and like collector. So my house was always a mess and never the way that I wanted it to look. Or the clutter just gave me anxiety. So I asked him to move upstairs and he did. And he lived upstairs until December of last year.
This is what
she says, that Stephan Sterns was like a little hoarder and there was so much clutter and it gave her anxiety because.
So were you?
Bedroom.
But he was also a pig.
Vomit. I set a boundary. Like, I actually have a crush on
pig vomit, y'all. Someone said a pig is not cool to say about Stephan Sterns, so we're gonna say pig vomit.
Everything.
Yeah.
With him, it seems like she.
Ooh, look at Deception Detectives on here. Just tuning in, Grizz. Now we have her lying in 4K. Mind if I use this for an analysis video? So guess what, y'all? We're going to get a Deception Detective analysis video of Jen Soto, probably Stephan Sterns. And then we get to do this again together. Thank you, Wednesday. And yes, redacting. Thank you. I couldn't think of that word, beauty biz. Give credit where it's due. Thank you. All right, let's listen to this. 3, 2, 1.
He has a very open relationship with him. They talk, they hang out.
Oh, these redacted parts. Deception Detective, welcome. You said just tuning in.
We are watching Guilty of Crime stream. I've already shouted out to Grizzly True Crime. If you're here, Grizzly True Crime put this video out. She has an exclusive, and now I'm playing it for my crime crew and anyone else that wants to hear my take. So thank you to Gizla from Grizzly True Crime and Deception Detective. Hopefully, we'll have his input soon.
Up until June.
I think so, yeah. It's redacted. Up until June, blah, blah, blah.
So we were always, she would sleep in the middle, I would sleep on this side, he would sleep on the other side. It wasn't until June.
All right, y'all. Why is Maddie sleeping in the middle of this? Why is Maddie sleeping in the middle of this mess right here of Jen Soto and Stephan Sterns getting his wood in the morning, telling his ex-girlfriend, yeah, I got a wood when I was cuddling next to her, but I'm trying to reel you in. I want to groom you too, lady. And then she breaks up with him, but Jen Soto's fine with that. And in one of the other interviews that we're going to listen to together at some point, the roommates say Stephan Sterns would come out of the bathroom in Jen Soto's room, and he'd come out naked so that Maddie could see him naked and Jen Soto. I've been thinking that Jen Soto used Maddie as bait for her relationship, this relationship, hopefully no other ones. But yes, why would you put Maddie in between these two freaking nut jobs? Why? All right, let's listen to this officer explode. That's what I'm waiting for.
June, that he got his own bedroom and I sent him upstairs. That's where the requests for sleepover started.
Okay.
But it isn't really, you know what I mean? The CSAM evidence showed that the abuse started much, much earlier. So I don't know when that would have taken place. Where was Jen? Not this.
No, Jen was sleeping. We know that by now.
When he's not there, where does she sleep?
With me.
She never sleeps in her room?
No, always with me.
Appreciate it.
Quickly, do you know, and you may hate the question, do you know?
All right,
do you have any idea? We currently have upwards, probably 200 people working on finding. Right, the Orange County Sheriff's Office is involved, the Kissimmee Police Department's involved, St. Cloud Police Department, Osceola County Sheriff's Office, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FBI. Yes, under suspicious circumstances. So anybody who is somebody is involved.
Yeah.
So regardless of the circumstances, those people don't get to go home. Those people don't get to go back to their families. Those people don't get to live their lives and go back to their primary jobs.
Yes.
I know the sheriff has probably expressed to you that's his number one priority. I'm sure the Kissimmee Police Department's expressed that to you, our detectives. This isn't something that's going to stop or go away.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody who knows something, anybody who may know something, will be brought into a room, will be talked to, whether they're guilty, whether they're innocent. Because our number one priority, our jobs have kind of stopped on any other things we have going on until.
It doesn't really let me zoom in.
That's the most important thing anybody has going on right now. But with that, a lot of people are going to feel that whatever happened, I can tell you, and I know detectives have expressed to you that the thought process at this point is this is a homicide investigation.
Yeah.
Based on the evidence I've seen, based on the videos I've seen, I do believe. With that being said, and the reason I tell you that, not to be an asshole, is because the thought process with us leads.
There she goes to crying again, and now he's going to rip her a new one here.
In a different investigation, a different way. Meaning, whatever has already happened, right? We cannot change what happened most likely on Monday. We cannot change the fact that I believe Stephan killed her, right? All we can do now is find her as quickly as possible. On the 2% chance we're wrong and that she is alive, that's phenomenal, right? That's the best thing that could happen. On the chance that we are 100% correct and she has passed away, finding her now versus later will bring closure to your family, will bring closer to everybody, regardless of how it happened or why it happened. Meaning, if you have an inclination, if you know where she's at, if his father knows, that doesn't mean those people get held accountable for what he did. It doesn't mean those people get held accountable for knowing what he did. It means we close out the investigation.
Yes. Yes. No processing. So much reaction.
You know what I mean? So a lot of times we go into rooms like this and we ask people questions. We say, hey, do you know what happened? Do you know what happened? And there's this fear of what happened already happened. I can't change that. So I'm not going to insert myself with knowledge because it's going to make me look bad. Regardless, at this point, I murdered her, right? He victimized her. He ruined her entire life from childhood until now. I think that there's probably some sense of guilt. And my fear is that sense of guilt is causing you to not want to assist in the location of her, not because you're a bad person, but because there's that sense of guilt that what was happening under your roof.
Is it guilt, y'all, or is it guilty knowledge? We're going to break that down when Deception Detective breaks it down. We're breaking it down with him, and he's going to help do it for us. So we love Deception Detective. Watch her feet, y'all. Watch her reaction. Her reactions are very weird. Doesn't seem like there's any love for Maddie. Yeah, how many questions she's asked? At the end, she doesn't ask any questions. They say, do you have any questions for me? Like, are we going to go out and look for my daughter tomorrow? Are you guys looking right now? What can we do? How can we do this? What's going on? No, I don't have any questions. All right. Watch her face. She's like, what? Guilt? Who? Me?
And now, by her being found, brings that all to your plate, and it doesn't.
Oh no. If I knew anything, I would so tell you. I want to believe that she's dead because you guys tell me your suspicions, but I'm not going to believe it until I have her body.
So there are things, and the reason I say these things, and again, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but the reason I say these things is there's been a lot of things you've said, and a lot of things I've kind of researched between the Fox 35 story, between your initial statement to the police. A lot of things have changed. The initial statement to the police was you watched her get dressed, you watched her leave, you knew exactly what she was wearing.
Can I tell you
Absolutely.
my thought process on that, or where I came from with that? I was handed this form, and I'm like, where do I start? What do I write? And somebody said, tell them what you saw. And so I started with I saw.
They just again told her the most horrifying information.
They sure did.
Maybe it's a coping strategy. I don't know what to say at this point. Maybe this is how she copes. She's like, oh, okay.
But here's the part we've all been waiting for our whole entire lives. My entire life, I've been waiting for the cops to say this to her. These are all the things we've been talking about on the channel. So I don't want to delay this anymore. My dog's yelling at me. I'll play it anyway.
That to me shows you prioritizing stuff.
Yes.
No.
Because at that point, you became more worried about him being falsely accused than any.
Damn redactions.
Does that make sense what I'm saying? Whether or not that's what you felt. Does that make sense?
My goodness. I mean, he makes a good point. Marta, thank you so much for your sticker. You don't have to buy a sticker every time you want to make your point. I've seen your point many times. Thank you for the support. I understand she's got mental health problems. I don't think that can be an excuse. It can be both. That she's neglectful, a terrible mother, not protective, and have mental health problems. That's my opinion.
Come on, Officer, ream her.
No, at one point you guys interviewed me, and when you guys showed me the picture of her, I believed the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe that he had done anything evil to her. I'm like, no, what if he did this stuff fine, but what if she's still missing out there? What if somebody took her? I still wanted to believe I believed him. I believed his whole story. So I was just like, I kept repeating that part. I'm just like, what if she did get dropped off? What if she got abducted? What if she's missing? But that was me assuming that you guys had the wrong guy. I wanted to think he was a good guy still, but clearly he's not. After everything you guys have told me and have shown me, I know he's the worst person on this face of the earth.
You know
right
that now. We know he's a piece of shit now.
You know.
But you didn't know that then.
I didn't.
Then you offered a guy who the police suspected of kidnapping, abducting, assisting in the disappearance.
This lady, man.
And then we don't have to roundtable that. You went back to what you just said is the sex stuff is fine.
It's not fine.
He did.
I know every relationship is different, and I know everybody's family is different. I won't ask.
Yeah.
But going back on.
She did say the sex stuff is fine, but taking her life is, and this guy's just listening to her like, what? But he's finally going to ream her on this. All the things that we've been waiting for. Cisneros 23, thank you. You're welcome very much. All right, let's go. He's going to say it. Say it, sir. Keep saying it because we need to hear she needs to get scolded like this.
Has he expressed interest in, I'll use the word weird. I'm not going to shame anybody for what they like. No. Different sexual pleasures, different sexual experiences, different kinks that involve things you weren't comfortable with.
The only thing he's ever expressed to me was like anal.
Okay.
Wow, we're going to have to go back a second there because that's the point at which we always wondered. The document said that Jen Soto said that the sex stuff was not evil, but the murder was evil. That's what they wrote down in the document, right? So now we heard it there from the horse's mouth, like, oh, okay, so we have to hear it again. I don't want to misquote her there. So let's go back to here.
Him being falsely accused.
And I want you to know Grizzly True Crime is the only one that has these videos, by the way. So we got to give G a big shout out for that. Nobody has these videos except for her. And we're watching it courtesy of Grizzly. All right.
Does that make sense what I'm saying? Whether or not that's what you felt, does that make sense? People having lawyers is their constitutional right. That is a thing that everybody is afforded. But for somebody who's going through what you are going through, to offer him a lawyer leads me to believe that there may have been a conversation, there may have been knowledge, or there may have been some inclination that you had, whether it be his involvement, her location, or something to where in your mind there's guilt.
Thank you.
I promise you.
Because you offering him a lawyer is very weird.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That was still me under the assumption that I think at one point you guys interviewed me and when you guys showed me the picture of her, I believed the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe that he had done anything evil to her. I'm like, no, what if you
see,
I believe the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe that she did anything evil to him. So what does that mean? That means the sex stuff isn't that bad, but him taking her life, I cannot believe that. Therefore, it means that she knew about the sex stuff, folks. She's making excuses, but she clear as day just said that. She just told them that I believe the sex stuff, but I didn't want to believe that he did anything evil, which therefore means that she knew that Stephan Sterns had a relationship. Now, we wouldn't call a relationship with a 13-year-old daughter from the age of 8. We would not call that a relationship. However, when she referred to the Woody Allen thing, she definitely thought of it as, well, my daughter's in a relationship. You know, they talk all the time. Maybe he's watching out for her. Very incriminating, very much Chomo logic. I cannot even believe that she says this. Absolutely disgusting. And Brie, I got you. Thank you.
Believed the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe that he did anything evil to her.
All right, we just broke that down. That's
pleasures, different sexual experiences, different kinks that involve things you weren't comfortable with.
The only thing he's ever expressed to me was like anal.
Okay.
He had an anal kink and like butts.
Okay.
But that was something I was never comfortable with or doing.
I'm sorry, I gotta stop this for a second. Thank you, Jojo, for the one guilty of crime membership. If anybody told me the words anal and my kinks are that, and then let me go cuddle with your daughter in bed, and just knowing that he comes out of the bathroom naked for both of them to see, so many text messages per day, maybe her feeling that, probably her feeling a jealousy towards her daughter because he spent a lot of time pining over Maddie. We saw that in many of the pictures, always with Maddie, Maddie, Maddie. The camera pointing at Maddie and Stephan, him looking at Maddie, Maddie, Maddie. Unbelievable. Denial or not, unfreaking believable. This is just disgusting to me. And I truly do believe now that 110% she had guilty knowledge. She knew, and she either turned a blind eye to it or she was involved in it. I'm going to say right now she turned a blind eye to it because they are not finding things on her phone that, unless there's a burner phone, they're not finding things that directly say, hey, go ahead and sleep with Maddie. Did you guys have fun last night? What'd you do? Or no pictures coming between them, but she had to have had the knowledge. She is still protecting him. And, Michelle, I said that before. There could have been stuff going on with all three of them. Unbelievable is correct. 5-6 years this was happening. She had to have known. She just was in denial and she let it go on.
And I let him know that, like that's something.
I don't know why that makes me laugh. The way she said it, she's like an anal thing and like butts. Oh no. True Crime with Strategic Eyes says her actual statement is worse.
Oh no, that guy's everywhere.
And have pajamas.
Okay, so they would snuggle, sometimes him being in his boxers. He would wake up and she'd be in the nook of his arm, essentially in a cuddling position.
Oh wow, Grizzly True Crime is on here, y'all. You guys say hi to her. She says, Jay, check your inbox. Sent you a copy without my commentary. Thank you. I told you she is the queen of true crime. Absolutely amazing. All right, so shall I pull that down since Grizzly so graciously sent me without the commentary? Oh man, what a queen she is. What a queen and angel. Wow. Thank you. Let's thank her. All right. This is great. All right, let's go. Now we can get to this part and we can listen to it with my commentary. I mean, though we do love Grizzly. Let's get it going. All right. Okay, so this is, hold on. This is the, no, stop sharing that. 1 second, y'all. That is very, very, very nice of her to do that. Wow. All right. Let me download it for y'all while you guys can fangirl and chat about Grizzly coming here and doing that. But I have to switch my account and then download it really quickly. I promise. That was awesome, man. What a fantastic content creator she is, right? That was very, very kind. All right, let's go here. And so I got lucky today. Today was my lucky day. Thank you, Grizzly True Crime. 1 second. All right, I'm still trying to get it for y'all. I pulled that down. Yeah, G is the best. And you know that I always, hold on. I never like try to say, oh yeah, this is mine. Let's hide it from everybody. And I'm going to steal anybody's stuff. All right, let's go. Almost, guys, ladies, people. Wow, this is a long one. All right, this is a really long one. So I think we're going to get through it all today. Now that we don't have commentary that we have to go through, except for mine. All right, 1 second. Now I can't. All right, let me stop this. The work of a content creator, and she did a lot of work with this. No, there's no beef, Dariana. No beef with me and Strategic. I brought him into the scene. I brought him back into the scene. He wanted to come on my channel, and I brought him on. And now I see him everywhere. So good for him. But I don't have any beef with anybody. I don't like certain content creators, but I'm not going to say I have beef with anybody. All right. Now we have this. This is amazing. Let's go. Let's see where we are.
Yeah, you had to have thought about it. If you haven't thought about it, that's another weird thing I got. Since Monday, right? We told you on Wednesday that we think he did it.
Yeah.
So from Wednesday till today, it's about 48 hours. Give me your top 5 places you think are possibilities based on knowing him, based on knowing his path of travel. Where do you think? It doesn't have to be based on evidence, just in your gut. Give me your top 5 places where you think he.
In this area,
Doesn't have to be this area.
No, I know.
Anywhere you want.
I'm saying in this area, I have no idea. Orlando, Kissimmee, no idea where he could have taken her. But his trip to Northport is weird as fuck. I feel like in Northport, he knows more people. He has more friends. There could be a place and somewhere there he could have stashed her. You guys said he went into a.
You guys, we're at 135. All right, we're at 135 right now. So, MFAR, you say, can we speed it to 125? I'm already at that. So, where do you want me to go? It's already sped up. Yeah, I'm way past all that. I think a lot of us didn't hear that, and the sound wasn't that good as well.
Yeah, I've been there before.
Do they have land? Or is it in like a neighborhood?
So, it's not a neighborhood because they don't have HOA. You just buy the plot of land and build it. They don't have many neighbors.
Okay.
Or last I saw, I think there was a neighbor building right next door, but I don't know if they're done yet.
I just sent Grizzly True Crime an email and I said, thank you from the crime crew. Thank you from me personally for in the middle of a show while we're using her commentary to shout, to send me that. That was beautiful of her. And that just shows you what a character she is. Just an absolutely beautiful character that's not petty about her stuff. Thank you so much, Grizzly.
I just feel like he had more, there would have been more spots in Northport for her to be dumped. Because from what you guys have told me, he went to St. Cloud, he went to 192. Could you guys tell where he turned on any of these roads? It's just that he was on the main road?
Yes. So while she's not talking, she does bring up Northport a lot and 192. So she brings up Northport. She brings up strangulation. She brings up Odine. She brings up the trunk and Maddie being dumped and being in her trunk. Yeah, dumped. Absolutely. She nailed at least 6 things about this case that nobody would have known if they hadn't been involved in this. So I want to bring that to you right now. And yeah, warm welcome to Grizzly True Crime and all her grizzly bears. Love her.
I didn't think he ever even knew where St. Cloud was because we've never driven down that way ever.
You live in Kissimmee, right?
Yeah, I know, but to me, he's never had a reason to ever drive down to St. Cloud, ever. There's no store or anything he goes to down there. Everything is in Kissimmee or Orlando by the mall.
Florida Mall?
Yeah.
LA Mall?
Yeah, Florida. I sent the last detective 3 spots. I could have recalled him telling me he wanted to visit Monday when he left the house in the afternoon and got the flat tire. He had mentioned a few of those shops, so I sent them over to you guys. There's honestly nowhere I can think of. We've never gone to. The only wooded area that we've ever gone together would be Shingle Creek Regional Park, where the Pioneer Village is.
Okay.
that whole trail there, we had scooters,
Right.
and he had like a electric skateboard kind of thing. We would all cruise. We would all cruise the creek, explore. We've taken a canoe up that creek before. Then the Kissimmee Trail. There's a trail that runs right behind my house that goes.
So she definitely calls out 192 many times. She does talk about being dumped. She does talk about being in the back of her car. She does talk about Stephan taking the car out that night and possibly putting Maddie's body in the back of the trunk. Maybe she doesn't know. And what's up, Grizzly Cat? Good to see you. I know all your hard work on the Grizzly True Crime. You help her tremendously. Thank you for being here. All right, yeah, she's very detached and bizarre, but she calls it out. She throws a bunch of clues to the officers about where Maddie's body is. And it makes me wonder if when the cops were tying things together, when someone called in the tip that Stephan Sterns had a flat tire, he had a flat tire right off of 192 on the side of the road next to that particular area. And then she says 192 like 17 times. I wonder if the other officer, when he walked out of the room, kind of tipped that out to them and they were able to find Maddie with a little bit of that, little bit of detective work there. What do you think?
Right behind my house and goes all the way to that bridge on John Young Parkway that says Kissimmee on it. That whole trail, we've done that as well.
Hi.
That's the only places I could think that like he may have gone, because that's where I know I've gone with him before.
Yeah.
But anywhere else, I have no idea.
And another thing is, why would you ever talk about your daughter being thrown to the gators? I wouldn't be able to say that without crying, everybody. You're right, AstroTurf. Well, I think he might have put her out there with the gators, and then she continues talking. So many red flags are not to know. It's not even a red flag. It's like a bullseye. She bullseyes this case. She knows exactly what happened. How is that possible?
So our ERT team, so emergency response team, it's just a group of people who search areas. Doesn't have to be wooded, can be wooded, can be swampy. They've been out for 3 days. They're going to be out all weekend. They will eventually, whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's in 2026. Okay. I don't think you want that to take too long. Right? I'm sure you'd like to have a funeral. I'm sure you'd like to have some kind of memorial service. The last thing you want is for us to call you in a year and say, hey, we found remains. We don't know.
There's her ugly crying again. I want you guys to know that tonight at 10:34 p.m. is a full moon. So if everything seems a little bit off or anybody's getting with each other, it's a full moon tonight. Let's give everybody a pass and be nice to each other. We all love you. I love you. Grizzly loves you. Grizzly Cat loves you. Gothic Bree loves you. Wolfpack, Jojo, Petty Mason, and Carly. We all love you. So let's all be cool. This is about Maddie today, and we want justice for her. And that ugly potato that's on the couch about to cry again, Millie Rivera, I do believe she knew everything. There's no way that she could have called out all those things that I could make a list of. No way that she can call all those things out without knowing. There's no fucking way. I'm sorry for my language, but we want justice for Maddie, and she can't stop because they're trying to get her on these things. If I was a prosecutor, I would come back, look at these tapes and say, she knew she was strangled. She knew she was OD'd. She knew the cadaver dog was going to hit on the car. She knew that she was up by 192 in the place we used to go, and many other things. So let's focus on justice for Maddie, please.
Okay. That may not be something you thought about till just now, but I can tell you, being someone who investigates homicide, that is something that everybody has to come think about eventually. If you can think of anything that would assist us in making that happen for you today versus 2 years from now, regardless of why you know or how you know, we need it.
No, I know. If I knew anything, I would tell you right now. I promise. I love you guys so bad.
Yes.
I don't want to think about planning a
Yes.
funeral.
Aww. Yeah.
What has your communication been like with his father since this?
I've limited contact over the last 2 days because I know too much and I don't want to tell them anything.
You don't want to tell them what we've told you, or you don't want to tell them what you know?
No, I don't want to tell them what you guys have told me. I don't want to share any. It's so difficult because I've known them for just as long as I've known Stephan.
Why does she care about Stephan so much? Carrie, you're right. I've always said that from the beginning. She's crying because she's scared. She's in trouble. She looks like a deer in headlights on every video that she's in. She knows way too much. I think she knew. I don't know how she couldn't know with having Maddie's phone and them two texting like they were in love. And I hate saying that because Maddie could not be in love with that nasty guy. When we do watch the interview with Stephan Sterns, he says, I'm Maddie's favorite person. Absolutely makes me want to throw up on his face. Makes me want to throw up on her face. I just can't with them. But that being said, you're right. She starts crying when the officer calls her out. When they leave the room, she doesn't cry until the officer walks back in, which leaves me to believe she can hear them coming back in, and then she starts crying again. The tears are not for Maddie. They are for herself, and there's no way nobody could ever convince me that she didn't know. Nothing. And her gut feeling, she knew, and above her gut feeling. Nobody's going to tell me that.
They feel like absolute shit right now. I know that they kind of got into a fight because Chris started, are you sure we know our son? Are you sure we know our son? I don't think we know him at all. The mom was defending him, but now with everything, with the evidence on the phone coming out, they know. They know he's a piece of shit.
We've talked to his dad, and his dad knows as much as you know. He knows his son's a rapist. He knows his son's a murderer. He's talked to us. He's been very open with wanting to help in any way he can, whether that's technological, whether that's verbal.
Yeah, he even had, I was with him when he turned in his knife to you guys. He remembered he had a knife on him and gave it to you guys. I thought that was...
Have you talked to Chris about Stephan needing a lawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When?
Yeah.
I think when you guys showed me the
Done.
The photos.
So she just stopped crying mid-cry, y'all. Oh, so you guys showed me the photos, and now I believe it. How do you go from that to that? I'm sorry. I do believe in her being manic and the ups and downs, but that's just way too fast of an up and down. And as Jen, she's not highly intelligent, but she's not guilty in your opinion. Okay. I think she has guilty knowledge, and I respect everybody's opinion. She's not as dumb as we think. She might not be reading the room, but she's not that dumb in my opinion. But hey, you guys, I definitely want you to, her voice just freaking changed out of nowhere. And Grizzly was there. Gisela from Grizzly True Crime came in and she dropped the video on us, which is amazing.
So we showed you photos of Stephan raping. And
No.
the first thought you had was to ask his father if he should get a lawyer?
No. I saw a picture. I didn't see the rape. I didn't know she was getting raped until yesterday. I saw the
And then
picture of the
nothing.
oral sex happening. And
All right, that's what I called out earlier. They showed her a picture of Maddie giving Stephan Sterns a blowjob. She didn't believe it when they showed the pinky winky and his picture or his part on her parts until they showed the blowjob, and now she's talking about that okay, but it's just the him taking her life that she's like upset about. So yeah, she saw the picture of, she saw Maddie passed away and she saw Maddie getting essayed, and she still wanted to get Stephan Sterns a lawyer because she thought, now I'm going to say, I don't think that she thought that he didn't do it. I think she didn't want him talking because she didn't want him talking because she was involved. And that's why she's on the fence about, did Stephan Sterns tell? What should I say?
I knew that was true, right? That's evidence. That's for real. That's fucking happening. But I kept thinking, they're going. I don't know why I can't tell you why my brain kept thinking, no, he didn't kill her. Not that he didn't kill her, but she's still missing. She's still out there. She was taken. Yes, he's done this to her, and that's not okay.
Yes.
But I swore I felt in my body she was still alive. She was still out there.
Wrong.
I told Chris to get him a lawyer because I felt like you guys were chasing the wrong person. But you weren't. You're not.
We showed you a picture. The picture you saw, she was giving a blowjob to a grown-ass man, and you told his dad to get him a lawyer. Missing, right? Now
you saw Maddie giving a grown-ass man a blowjob, and you told his dad to get him a lawyer? Are you kidding me? I think she knew and just didn't want to deal with it because she didn't want to lose her free babysitter. That's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And the cops know it. The cops finally he finally said it. Damn, he said it. He finally said it. Okay, let's keep going because this part, I was irritated when everyone else was pausing. Not everyone else, just when I wasn't them. It's just when it got paused, I wanted to hear it. And I was like, please play it. So we're going to do that.
But then you just thought she was missing. And we were showing you our investigative lead being raped. A blowjob is rape.
A blowjob is R-A-P-E, y'all.
Not consensual. Whether she wants to do it or not, that is not consensual. And you prioritized him again. You prioritized him by offering him or telling his dad to get him a lawyer. Not, what the fuck did he do? No, hey, we need to figure out what happened. No, let's protect Stephan.
I was in shock.
No, that's not shock. That is your natural instinct to protect Stephan. Okay?
She said, I was in shock.
If that's naturally how you react, that's fine. But that goes into what I've been telling you this whole conversation is I don't believe a lot of the things you're saying, and I don't believe a lot of the things you say you weren't aware of. And that is because you've now shown me twice that your first reaction, no matter what you were told or shown, missing and we're seizing the cell phone, or we're showing you pictures of her giving him a blowjob, your first reaction is to protect Stephan. So now, ordered by Stephan, you're aware of this, you were shown pictures of this, you were shown pictures of her body in his car with a seatbelt on, right? We have played it out for you. Now you're in a stage where he's in jail, you know she's passed away, and now you can feel emotion, right? Until that point, when you were shown that she was deceased, your continued first reaction is to protect this guy. You just said, I only saw a picture of him, whatever your verbiage was, I say blowjob, of his penis in her mouth, and your first reaction was, fuck. Oh my, victimized? No. She's being abused? No. It's Stephan needs a lawyer. Who the fuck cares if we think he killed her?
I don't know why I don't know why I said that.
But that's the problem. You don't know why. So the reaction in your mind is you are continuously protecting this guy. So why do I sit here and believe that you don't? Because right now, you know Stephan killed her. You know Stephan's been raping her. You know without her body, can he be charged with murder?
I don't know.
Exactly. So
I love how this cop calls her out and says, your first instinct is to protect that rapist, Stephan Sterns. And she did. Jen told Stephan to come over and fix the mess. She's the mastermind and he's an animal. I love how he's just telling her like it is. Finally, after almost 2 hours of listening to her bull, yeah, she does need to be charged now. Don't forget that she only had a one-time deal to tell her truth, and that was what she told us. So when we heard the interview, her truth was not the truth. So I hope they do arrest her sooner than later.
you don't know what we can do. Do I think we can charge him with murder? It's not up to me. Should he be charged with murder? Yes.
Please.
Does your role in her life lead this to happen? I'll be honest. Yes.
I know.
Since she was a child, since her victimization started, it occurred under your roof and you acted like it didn't exist. And knowing the victimization, knowing how ongoing it is, knowing that you saw a picture of it, not just us telling you, not me and him saying, hey, listen, he's being
They didn't have any evidence.
relationship. They showed you a fucking picture of it. And you still protected him. So how am I supposed to not think that
So they showed her a picture. If you just came in or you didn't just come in, they showed her a picture of Maddie giving Stephan Sterns a blowjob and other acts, as well as him taking her life. And yet she still didn't do anything. The interview was before the immunity. They really wanted her to tell the truth, and she still didn't. Thank you, that Carly, for the $6.99 hard to mod from the iPhone. Thank you. Yours truly. Thank you so much for matching. What was that? I gotta go back. Franimal the animal. Thank you so much. And thank you, yours truly, for the $19.99 listening and cooking. Arrest Jen Soto. I still do need to get my house fixed, y'all. I've been sleeping on this awful couch bed thing. So when I get that done, I'm gonna be so much nicer, but not on these monsters like Jen Soto. So thank you. Let's keep going. Oh God, this is so bad, y'all. I just want to scream at this. I want to scream at her.
the thought process in your mind is until she's found, Stephan can't be charged with murder? Because we both now know that you don't want him to be charged with murder because you want him to have a lawyer.
No, I don't. That was
the blowjob.
That was
then.
He
can't be charged with murder.
That was then. Everything that you guys have shown me since then and have showed me that he's
so we have to show you a
picture
of her dead in a car for you to finally not take his side?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Do you not see where I'm coming from? Like, I'm not trying to be a dick here.
No,
but it makes absolutely no sense that your name is Stephan.
I don't know.
Where does your mind go? Stephan.
Yep. Thank you.
There should have been no doubt in your mind when they showed you that picture of what he was doing to you, that you had any care in the world other than I want that motherfucker to die. Whether you
exactly
believe it or not, he protected him. So now we're talking about
who hasn't been thinking that the whole time. I want that mother to die. Oh my God, I do love this too. Now, I mean, this cop is awesome, but I do want you to know, Carrie, that says, why didn't he do anything after this? Because he can't. They took her cell phone like they took Stephan's cell phone, and right after this, they're gonna arrest Stephan. It's actually not after this; it's before this. They around that time that day, they arrested Stephan, but they didn't find anything on her phone, y'all. They didn't find any evidence to say that Jen Soto had the pictures in her phone. She was sharing the pictures, that she was telling Stephan anything of a sexual nature towards her daughter. Now, there may have been code word, or she might have just been like, hey, go sleep with Maddie, and that might have meant go sleep with Maddie and you have free reign to do what you want, but she didn't get caught with anything. Apparently, it's not a crime to tell your daughter to go sleep with your ex-boyfriend, and that happened to them. I don't know why. And hopefully, Maddie's law, we can change this.
about her disappearance and where her body is. Why do I believe that you're still not protecting him? Because you say so? Because you can't explain why you protect him. You can't explain what is inside of you that makes you protect Stephan. And you may never be able to explain it. But eventually we're going to have to figure it out because you haven't convinced me that you're still not protecting Stephan. I got all these people out here searching. I haven't seen my own kid in days because I'm looking.
There you go.
Believe that I can't go home and see my kid is because you're protecting. I can't. You're people sitting in the woods just waiting for me to tell them where to go, but I can't because I think you're.
Sign the petition for jail.
I don't care about him. I want him to go to jail. I want the worst thing possible to happen to him in jail. I know what happens to predators in jail. Like, I'm ready for that. Like, please. I don't give a fuck about him. I'm not protecting him.
But you knew he was a predator when you got shown the picture. And then you text his dad that he needs a lawyer. You hope that he invoked, was the words I was told.
What?
You hope that he didn't talk to us. He needs a lawyer.
She did say that in a text message. Don't talk to them. I hope you haven't talked to the police officers. So this is where he's trying to push her. I heard some people saying, hey, if the cop would have pushed her a little farther, they might have got something out of her. No. They are trying to push her farther and she's not giving it up, y'all. And that leads me to believe that she masterminded something of this. She pulled all the strings. I don't believe she didn't know. Maddie's law is being worked on, Teresa Elaine. Maddie's law has been being worked on for many months by the lovely advocates that I've had on my show that have done all of these things for Maddie, that put a lot of time into the vigil, into the memorial. So Maddie's law is coming. Maddie's law is going to help to change things like this. I don't know exactly what's in Maddie's law yet because they haven't shared all the details, but I know they're trying to change things in Florida to get that going. And Miriam says, watch last night live with Grizzly, and glad I get to watch it with this crew. Guilty of crime. Always like to hear what you have to say. Thank you. And we can talk with each other, man. Grizzly she's like, it was like the Super Bowl of the internet last night. Grizzly had 18,000 people in chat, and I couldn't really chat with y'all. So thank you. I appreciate you. Sunshine says, I'm trying to get to your comments a little bit. So, Stephan Sterns making money on the pictures. I agree with you, Jay. Thank you. Stephan Sterns was making money on those pictures, and I wonder how much bigger this is going to be. Jennifer Soto and Stephan Sterns conspired to cover. That's what the officer's getting at right now.
Lawyer.
No.
All over a picture. You didn't care. You didn't care then. Oh, whether sex isn't important to you, that wasn't anything close.
I knew what I saw was
he was
terrible.
A predator right then and there. That's the day you found out he was a predator.
Yeah.
Yes. And after you found out he was a predator, did you not say he needed a lawyer?
I did.
So why today, Friday at almost 3 o'clock, 5 days into the disappearance, 2 days since you probably found out, or 1 day since you found out she was murdered,
yes,
do I believe you that you're not telling me where he went, or that he didn't disclose to you where she was, or what caused this to happen? Is listen, I know you know I've been doing whatever, or listen, this fucking happened. How do I believe that that didn't happen when everything you've shown me is protect Stephan? Now, once have you shown priority in this conversation, in this investigation?
He just ripped her a new asshole, everybody. And thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. I believe that they're both predators as well. But I didn't shout your name out. Rebecca. Thank you. All right. I love this. This is what I've been waiting for my whole life.
You were coming here looking for her. You reported her missing. Trouble for not doing that. But outside of you reporting her missing, and I may be wrong, I haven't been involved in all aspects of it, but you have not shown me one bit that you prioritized her over him. And that sucks.
Yeah.
Not because we're working our asses off for your family, not because we have people out there sweating their asses off for your family, but because I feel like all I care about is your care is to make sure Stephan doesn't get held fucking accountable.
Well, I don't care anymore.
Because we're being assholes, because I'm not being nice.
No.
But up until Thursday, it was okay that she gave him a blowjob. No big deal. Get a lawyer.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't okay. I saw that and I was in shock. And I don't know why my first reaction was to tell him to get a lawyer, but I saw that and I was in shock and I was just like, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe.
Thank you.
It's easy to believe it now. We showed you pictures of it. You can't deny it anymore.
Yes.
The sex was okay. The murder's not. At least that makes sense.
No, that's okay.
I want to know what it is. And not because I think you're a bad parent, not because I think you're a bad dead or alive, she's missing. Her body is out there. Her body needs to be recovered so she can have a proper burial, a proper funeral. She needs to be laid to rest. Your family needs to be able to mourn.
The funeral that you don't go to, and you cremate her right away to get rid of any further evidence. Now, I know that they take toxicology reports and they swab everything, but if somebody misses something and they need to go back and exhume her body or just go back and look at her body, they cannot do that because she cremated Maddie right away and then didn't go to her funeral to even celebrate the life of Madeline Soto. Thank you. Keep going, detective. Break her down. If Jatato didn't know, it's because she didn't want to see it. I love that you just said that. She's as guilty as Stephan. I hate her. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto and stop whining. There you go. She's sitting there like, oh,
Mourn her.
he's on to
And
me.
we need that information.
Thank you.
That is life. That is not life of the law. That's not life of the sheriff's office. That is common decency. That is what she deserves. That is what you deserve. That is what your family deserves. But the longer that happens, the longer it takes us to find her, the less likely that's going to be for you guys. And I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I truly am.
Nope.
But deep down, you haven't showed me that I am.
I don't know what I need to show you.
Prioritize her over Stephan. Stephan, think of places he would have dumped her body. Think of places he went, things you talked about, things you discussed, whether it's this week, last week. Don't put it in your mind that he's been victimized. Don't put in your mind that I'm being a dick.
Yeah, bitch.
What can I think about to find out where Stephan put her?
Thank you. Thank you, overprotected 1111. Oh my God. Tell her, officer. Tell her.
You know more about where he goes, what he's doing, or what he would do than you want to realize. That's natural. Not because I'm telling you, but because that's natural. I have best friends. I know more about them than I think I know about them. I just need to sit down and think about it. So I need you to sit down and think about it. Whether you need a minute, we're not in this room, whether you want to do it.
Now, I want you guys to know that she did get a lawyer right away. Microwave cheese. I love that you have Jennifer Soto's picture. You said, yes, I believe she was in shock. In shock, they recovered his pictures. So she warns that he needs a lawyer ASAP. He has a lawyer. She has a lawyer. She told him right away, which means they would shut down him speaking to the police and saying anything. Love your picture. And I just missed another one. Casey Atkins, sit up, you miscreant. Miscreant. You calling her a cretin or Miss Cretin? Thank you. You guys are cracking me up. Appreciate it. I need it.
We need to leave here with an idea of where we can go look for.
Yes. Who lays down?
That is one thing we can agree on.
I've sent you the list of the stores that he may have stopped at and didn't stop at. The only outdoorsy places I can think of that we've ever gone to that he would know about would be Shingle Creek or Kissimmee Trail.
There it is.
I don't know if he knows where Lake Toho is, but that could be another option.
Because you think it's a wooded area? Because it's a place you guys have talked about together?
Because it's a wooded area with a lake, with gators? Like
Gators.
We haven't discussed anything. This topic, I never asked him if he directly. I never thought he could have. I always assumed the best in him.
She's still going back to, I assume the best in Stephan Sterns. I didn't want to know. I don't want to know. And yeah, now she needs a nap. She's going to start laying down. How could you lay down when you're getting, number one, grilled by an officer? Number two, she's going to say it again. Put Maddie to the gators. How could you say that? That's her daughter. That's her own daughter. Yeah, Olga says she planned it. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for her. Feel sorry for me. Tears. Let's keep going because this is getting heated.
But I didn't ask him directly. I didn't even suspect that until you guys showed me that picture upstairs. We're here. I don't know. I'm just thinking of, if I name places, it's gonna be wooded areas that I can think of, but he hasn't told me anything. Like, he has not told me, or we haven't discussed.
So him going to 192 that day, all you know is that he went to 192.
He said he wanted to visit House Card Rules. That was one of he named 3 stores, and that's one store I can remember him listing on that list.
House Card Rules?
Yeah, I don't have my phone.
We'll get your phone a little bit. House Card Rules. What kind of store is that?
I don't know if that's like a video game or card game or board top game store.
But that's on 192.
Close to one. I think close to 182 somewhere.
And he said he wanted to go to 3 stores.
Yeah. But he did tell me that I just don't remember which one.
Are there woods in that area? Are you familiar with 192?
No, not where these stores are. I have no idea.
Other than you came up with wooded areas that you know of.
Yes.
You came up with wooded areas that you think he could dump a body in.
Because I've been there with him, yeah.
I need to know wooded areas where he travels. Right? You're saying we've been there, so she could be there. So that tells me she's not there. It tells me it's a waste of the search.
Okay.
Because when
So they were catching on to Jen that she's just kind of wasting their time. Yes, for Animal Animal, you made me laugh. She doesn't like kink, but this detective's giving it to her really hard. I hope she does feel being on the receiving end. Jen, with no lube. Please, let's get her with no lube. Just dry.
I put
Jen
90 plus
Soto.
people there, that's all day. Right? We got to coordinate that. We got to put them there. So we need fruitful searches.
Yeah.
So I need likely places that you think, and I need places you think based on conversations with him, not because you can picture in your mind that there's trees there.
Tell us, Jen. Tell us. She's actually not being helpful, Brittany Rich. Not at all. Bend over, Jen, says Scary Sherry. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. You guys are all helping me tonight to get further ahead with the channel and, well, to get my house back. Thank you. And rest Jen Soto.
There's no conversation I can think of where he's named interest
bother
in
me.
being anywhere near woods or it being along his way.
Say you got a
Hashtag
flat
no.
tire. Tell me about the flat tire you got.
So he said he got a flat tire. I'm not sure when he got a flat tire, but he said he got a flat tire and then came directly home, and he got home around 2:40. So flat tire, he said he was driving down 192 and it just popped and shredded and fell apart. And he pulled over into a plaza and changed the tire for the first time in a very long time and said he hurt himself doing it. The frame of the car, something came down on his finger.
All his lies, I don't care, but I want to know what you questioned him about. Why was he there? What was he doing? There's no way you're the most trusting woman in the world. You just don't ask clarifying questions. I know no relationship I've ever been in is that trusting. He just tells you he's gone at 3 a.m. getting a fucking Wawa, and you're like, whatever, bet. Same thing with this. It's like, I got a flat tire, was here. Why is he at these places? Do you not question him? Why were you on 192? Why did you dip out at 3 a.m. with my car?
I didn't know.
Like this.
Okay, he's still giving it to her, and these miscreants, we're going to say miscreants, plural noun, so both of them together behave badly, and they're straining, and they're not doing that great of a job to stop and listen to her any further. It's bullshit what she's saying. She's not helping them, and they're done with this. They're like, yeah, practice your lines, bitch. Tell us what is happening. Give us something that will help us. Wait till she gets on the phone here in a little bit and she gets on the phone and she looks up a map and she's like, no. Oh, all right. Yeah, she lied about her car. She lied about everything, y'all. Let's be real.
This is 2 times he went to 192. He went to 192 the day she disappeared, right? He's roaming, looking for her. south of where she went missing, because supposedly she went missing. And 192 is south of where that is.
And I
not very likely that that's the route she went on foot or abducted, and that him driving around is somehow going to locate her.
And he did tell, I did question that. I was like, when I asked him where he searched and he said 182, I said, why? That's nowhere where she would be. And he didn't give me a clear answer, and I don't know why I didn't push it. I just thought he was being stupid and oblivious, because I don't see him as the smartest man. Like, I don't. I let him do what
The pot calling the kettle black. Stephan Sterns is not the smartest man. So are you the smartest woman? Are you the one that put all this together? Are you the one that orchestrated this, Jen Soto? Wow.
he does. But I don't trust a lot of his, is the word judgment? I'm not sure, but I just don't trust that he makes the smartest decisions sometimes. Like, he likes to act like the smartest man in the room, but I don't think he is.
Do what he does. Meaning?
I'm sorry?
All right, this is the part where she says she lets Stephan do what he does, and this officer is appalled. I'm going to back it up just a tiny bit, because she says she lets Stephan do what he does. For us sitting here watching this and us wanting to do the searches and help Jen, let Stephan do what he does. The officers have seen the vulgar pictures of Maddie and Stephan Sterns, and that he took her life, and yet she lets Stephan do what he does. Okay, excuse me, he says.
He was driving down 192 and just popped and shredded and fell apart. And he pulled over into a plaza and changed a tire for the first time in a very long time, and said he hurt himself doing it. The frame of the car, something came down on his finger.
All his lies, I don't care, but I want to know what you question him about. Why was he there? What was he doing? There's no way you're the most trusting woman in the world. You just don't ask clarifying questions. I know no relationship I've ever been in is that trusting. He just tells you he's gone at 3 a.m, getting a fucking Wawa, and you're like, ah, whatever, bet. Same thing with this. It's like, oh, yeah, I got a flat tire, was here. Why is he at these places? Do you not question him? Why were you on 192? Why did you dip out at 3 a.m. with my car?
Yes.
I didn't know
this is 2 times he went to 192. He went to 192 the day she disappeared, right? He's roaming, looking for her south of where she went missing, because supposedly she went missing. And 192 is south of where that is.
And I
not very likely that that's the route she went on foot or abducted, and that him driving around is somehow going to locate her.
And he did tell, I did question that. I was like, when I asked him where he searched and he said 182, I said, why? That's nowhere where she would be. And he didn't give me a clear answer, and I don't know why I didn't push it. I just thought he was being stupid and oblivious, because I don't see him as the smartest man. Like, I don't. I let him do what he does.
I let him do what he does.
But I don't trust a lot of his, is the word judgment? I'm not sure, but I just don't trust that he makes the smartest decisions sometimes. Like, he likes to act like the smartest man in the room, but I don't think he is.
Do what he does. Meaning?
Do what he does?
He said, I let him do what he does.
Yeah.
What's that?
If he wants to just get up and go to the store, I'll ask where you're going, but I won't stop him. Just let him go on his way. I'll let him do what he wants to do.
You sure do.
What do you think happened? Monday to now. You know she's deceased. We showed you pictures that she's deceased. We know that she was probably deceased Sunday or Monday. We didn't see her Monday morning.
I still don't want to believe she's deceased. I know you showed me pictures, but
for the purpose of this conversation, I need you to believe it, because I need you to figure it out. I need you to tell me what you think happened to her.
I think he killed her that night.
How?
I don't know.
Listen.
Could it be possible that he...
All right, y'all. I'm not going to play this twice, so I want you to listen. The officer said that, do you think he killed her that night, and how? And she's going to nail this question. She's going to A++ this question. She's got to be psychic. Sweetie broke a hire. She knows. She's going to tell us exactly how Maddie got her life taken. How? They haven't found her body yet. They do not find Maddie's body until 4:30 that afternoon. Soon.
Drugged her? Could he have choked her. I just don't know how you kill someone and don't leave a mess or don't leave evidence, or I mean, was there a mess? Was there evidence? I haven't gone upstairs. I don't know what you guys. I barely went into the house today, so I don't know what.
I need to know what you think happened.
I think he killed her.
How? You mentioned drugged her, you mentioned other things. Explain your reasoning behind those assumptions and we'll move forward day by day.
Bingo.
So he had access to benzos and I think Lunesta.
What are those? I'm not familiar with that.
Benzodiazepines are anxiety medications which relax you and can make you sleepy.
Okay.
And Lunesta, I think, is a sleeping medication, like for insomnia. So I don't know if it's possible he gave her something and she was drugged. In those photos that you showed me where you're saying she's dead, maybe she was drugged.
Right?
But if she is dead.
If she is dead is where we left off. Auntie Ree, you're 110% right. If she questioned any of it, why didn't she tell the police her suspicions? Why? And this is why we all want to see her locked up. This is exactly why. All right, this is where she left off talking about Maddie being dead.
And it was done upstairs. I could just only imagine that he choked her. I don't know how else you would kill someone and not leave a mess.
How do you think he got her out?
I have no idea because roommates come in and out of the house at any given point in the morning and we don't know their schedules. They can come in at any time. You guys showed me a picture, I think, of him or her in the car at 7:30 in the morning.
Of course
My
not.
roommate left the house. She's the one who leaves the earliest. She left at 7:45. So like, what if he had waited a little longer? She would have caught him with carrying a body out of the house. How did he do that without being caught or seen?
Not carrying Maddie out of the house, everybody. Not carrying Maddie out of the house, carrying a body out of the house. Wouldn't see Stephan carrying a body. The roommate wouldn't have seen him carrying Maddie out of the house. No, a body. Yeah, there it is, a body.
That's what I don't understand because, like, did you guys check and see if any of my neighbors have Ring cameras? Any? Nothing?
I don't know what data we've gotten from them, but at this point, I need to know what you think happened to her. I don't need you to ask us what we found.
Okay.
What we found has happened. I need you to come up in your words, in your mind, what do you think happened that night into Monday, because we do not know. I don't know if her murder occurred Sunday or Monday. All we know is that when you went to bed, they went to bed together, and she's no longer here. So I need to know what you think happened to her, how he got her out of the house, where he went, how he got her in the car, what is your thought on what happened.
I think she was killed Sunday night into Monday morning.
All right, y'all. This is where not only does she get psychic and nail it, but this is where she talks about her baby, her daughter, her only daughter she talks about. And yet she had those suspicions and she never told the officers. I think Stephan took her life on Sunday night into Monday morning. I think he OD'd her. I think he strangled her. I think he put her in the trunk. I think he made up a story about all this. Not once. They had to dig this out of her over 2 hours worth of interrogation. They call this an interview, not interrogation, by the way.
I'm thinking he carried her out of the house. I don't know how he didn't get caught by any of my roommates or no one heard. You're saying he drove all around town. I'm not sure where he could have gone.
And then him coming home and leaving, and coming home and leaving, what do you think? Knowing that he killed her.
Yeah, he did.
If
That's suspicious as fuck.
It is suspicious as fuck. But if you're writing a book, what do you write? Let's say this is a fiction novel, right? You're now aware that he killed her, so now you can piece together a story of what happened, right? You don't know the story because you're not him, and you tell me he hasn't told you, so it's not real. So you're telling me what you think.
Yeah.
Right? We know he killed her. We know he drove out of there Monday morning. We know he discarded her backpack in the trash dumpster. We know he discarded her laptop and one shoe. Right? So all her property was discarded to look like she's gone. That way he doesn't have evidence with him. They leave. You've been told that they drove around Orange County, Osceola County, wherever it was. We've pieced that together throughout the week. All right? He's told you where, at least in his version of where he was and what he was doing, right? But then you have all these suspicious times of when he's left and come back and he's gone here and gone there. So what do you think he was doing on all these suspicious times? He's roaming 192. What do you think? Knowing what you know now we can play. You know she's dead. You know that we've given you information. What do you think, knowing what you know, he was doing at 192? He was doing here. He was doing here. He was doing in Northport. What do you think?
Really?
So him leaving early in the morning and driving around aimlessly somewhere. I feel like he stashed the body at that time. When he came back and then left again. But see, it's daytime. Like, how could you move a body or move something in daytime and not be seen? But like, I feel like he went back to check to make sure he did a good job, or to move the body again. I don't know.
The body. I'll look into that.
But him leaving the house multiple times without his cell phone is
The body.
sketchy as fuck. It's so suspicious.
Which is an intentional act. It's not accidental, so that can play into what you think happened.
Yeah. Do you think phone being on the dresser
It was intentional. Her cell records and her cell data from her cell phone show it is not common for her to leave her phone at home. It is common for her to go to school with her. No teenager leaves their phone at home. It's what they're attached to it.
she's left her phone home multiple
Her
times?
cell data shows that normally it goes with her, so that's intentional. You know it's intentional because he left his too,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's an accident last Friday, this Monday, was not an accident.
Yeah.
So you think that he dumped her when he was driving around? You think that when he left, he went to check her body?
Possibly.
Okay,
Why would you go back out to 182 without your cell phone?
I don't disagree. So he goes out to 192. We think he may have checked where he dropped her or dumped her. He comes.
The body and him dumping her, and all of a sudden she's suspicious, y'all. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, she's leaning forward and she's like, I think he did this. Never mentioned before. Always poor Stephan. We don't want him to be locked up. And Kylie, you're right. You're a joke, Jen. Go to sleep. We'll take it from here. Where are Maddie's mamas now for justice? Yeah, we're Maddie's mamas. Arrest this, please. Yes. She has helped with nothing, and all of a sudden she's going to be suspicious. Yeah, she's already been disconnected from herself, from Maddie, but no excuse still. Yeah, look at her closed body posture, and she is very much trying to she's fishing things out of them, folks. She definitely changes her tone as well. She's absolutely detached, but I just want to strangle her.
Comes home, he tells you they're just roaming around aimlessly, right?
Yeah.
So that's twice on 192 in one day, because he went to look at the house of cards bullshit or whatever it is, and then he went to do the roaming to look for her on this random highway that he never goes to. Okay. We go into the next day and the next day. Think of the suspicious things he's done. Tell me what you think he's doing.
Kinda.
Him grabbing my phone and trying to log into his emails, that seems kind of suspicious. What was he trying to see? What was he trying to do? The thing is when he had my cell phone,
yes,
now
he
I
did.
think back to it,
Yes.
he had something wrapped around it, so the phone was under a blanket, and he was like this. I tried looking at the screen at one point, and I could see an email. But
And that was the cell phone we took from you today, or you gave us today.
yeah. Can you guys tell me if this is true? Because I recall a family member telling me something, like my sister.
No,
Was the last thing searched on it Amber Alert?
Her cell phone has Amber Alert searches in it.
All right, right here, y'all. And I'm just stopping for a minute. She does piss me off so bad. Wendy decides it's okay. Right now, I think Stephan Sterns was on Maddie's phone looking up Amber Alerts to see if there were any Amber Alerts. All of a sudden, she's suspicious about that. Because do you think Maddie, at the day after her birthday or the night of her birthday, was looking up Amber Alerts? No, she wasn't. And Jacqueline, what does she say? When you have gastric bypass surgery, if you don't take good care of your vitamins, your hair falls out. Well, there you go, Jen Soto. All right, let's keep going. This is, yeah, she gets a lawyer after this. Of course.
But I looked through her cell phone last night. I do believe that she may have been clicking on links for Amber Alerts that came through. I don't think she was actually searching them.
Okay.
They could have just been links she clicked on.
Listen.
Because I wasn't sure if that was him Googling on her phone about Amber Alerts or if that was her.
That we will never know. He is not obviously cooperating.
Can you could you guys explain what happened yesterday?
Before that, I need you to continue going away.
Yeah.
Of course I would.
Where are we at?
Suspicious utilization of your phone.
Of the phone.
Probably her
him
mom.
Disappearing multiple times. Him disappearing to Northport. What the hell was he doing? That is suspicious. I mean, now that I know that that's where he went, that is suspicious as all fuck. Why did he go to a storage unit facility? What was he grabbing? What was he trying to dispose of? Or what was he trying to hide in the that to me is suspicious.
Do you put more weight on that than 192?
Yeah.
192, no, because 192 would be something happened in Northport. There'd be no reason he would
Do you understand what I was asking with that phrase? Putting weight on it? Like, do you feel like it's more suspicious what he was doing in Northport versus 192?
They're trying to find your daughter, lady. They're not trying to assess the lies that Stephan Sterns told you that you're now just coming to your senses. Oh, why did he do that? That's so suspicious. No. Do you think he dumped her body on 192? Or do you think he dumped her body in Northport? What do you think? Where do you think your daughter is? What did he tell you? Come on, dig it out.
I don't know which one's I don't know which one is more suspicious to me. They both 192 seems to me like the easiest place he could have dumped her or like figured out where to put her. Unless she was in my trunk the whole time and he went to Northport.
The trunk of your car?
Yeah.
There you go, y'all. The trunk. Cadaver dogs do hit on her car, FYI. All of a sudden, the body is in her trunk. The body meaning Madeline Soto, her only daughter. All right.
Did you drive your car at some point? Did you guys sit in your car at some point?
I did. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have probably smelled something, but I didn't. So I'm just trying to think, like, did he stash her body in Northport?
Did she say she would have probably smelled something, y'all? Yeah, unbelievable is all I can say, too. I'm like, words.
No, I don't think so. He's probably hiding something or destroying something. So I guess 192 would probably be the most important right now.
192.
For being in your trunk is oddly specific.
only reason I say that is because from what you guys have told me, he went directly from the hotel to Northport. I don't think he made any stops anywhere in Kissimmee or anything first and then went to Northport.
All we know is what we can piece together through accessible cameras and data. So his movements, his driving patterns, his actions, we can only 100% say what they are.
If I forgot to ask you guys, please do hit that like button. I'm getting a little bit tired here, and I do want to finish this today, but you guys can help me by hitting that like button and keep commenting so I know that you're here. Oddly specific is absolutely right. Oddly specific that she would talk about being in the trunk. Please do hit that like button, comment if you have anything that you can contribute, even if it is gifting the membership or anybody wants to send some 99 cent. That goes a long way, so thank you. Or just hit the like button if you guys have exhausted your resources. So have I. Even I'm getting tired. I'm starting to feel like Jen, real sleepy. I'm trying to get through all of this today. I don't know if I will.
Your front camera.
Okay.
So we can say he went to Northport because his car was in Northport, where he stopped, where he went in between. That cannot be factual from us if we don't have a camera. It could just be an assumption, which is why I want your assumption, because you know him, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm mad at She wasn't. Listen, Lily Sunshine, she was in the trunk. I don't know if she was in Jen's trunk, but the cadaver dogs hit on her car. She was, in fact, in the trunk, and we saw her being in the trunk at the hotel when he moved her body from the front seat to the trunk. Thank you so much, Darlene. You picked up on what I was putting down. Thank you for the 99 cent super sticker. Crime remembers back, and you're part of the Guilty of Crime crew. I'm gonna go grab me a drink while you listen to this so I can wake up a little.
If I fell asleep at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning at the hotel, what was that, Monday night? Tuesday night?
One,
I was trying to think, like, could he have had time to stop somewhere, wherever he stopped her, and then took her to Northport? I think he had time.
Has he cleaned your car since it came back from Northport? Was he brought it to a car wash? Has he detailed it, paid somebody to come out?
No.
Because you, through your, we call it a fiction novel, you pieced together what you think happened based on a suspicious activity, and you ended with, you think he put her in your trunk and brought her to Northport.
Yeah.
I know I asked you to make assumptions, but now I want to know why. Why is that how we finished this? What is in your mind leading you to believe that is the ending of the story?
Because 192 seems like a really busy strip, and I can't think of anywhere immediately, like, other than going deep into St. Cloud, like passing St. Cloud, like going into Holapa or Harmony.
She's telling them where her daughter's body is right now, folks. And Gothic Breed, thank you for letting us know the dogs hit on the passenger side wheel of Jen's Nissan. She said 192 about 12 times, I'm going to say right now. Thank you, Crime to Remember, the only channel I have a membership with. I feel very honored. Somebody was asking earlier who paid for this these videos. Grizzly True Crime did. Now, Grizzly True Crime is the queen of true crime, according to me. But she passed it along to us earlier, which was absolutely amazing. That's what she does for a job full time. So you guys definitely go subscribe to her, donate to her, do all the stuff for her videos. I work all day and then I come home and I stream with y'all. So I still got to work. When I ever do get time like that, I will definitely be putting in FOIAs and all the other stuff. But for now, I rely on the news to come out and then me to stream it with y'all So thank you. Love you guys. Grizzly is amazing. She did share this with us.
That I could see some stashing the body somewhere around there. But
The body.
Northport has so many wooded areas, and I feel like
The body. Stashing the body somewhere. Synth server, thank you. The clock number changes. I wonder if that is the time in the morning that Maddie died. She's trying to tell us. I would not be surprised. Oh, God. Cosmic Thrifter says with the $5 super chat, hang in there, Jay. You're doing a great thing for that sweet child. Get yourself some coffee. Thank you. I did. I just got myself an energy drink. Nobody talk about it. I know they're bad. Thank you, Modema Rose for the $4.99 super sticker. Also, thank you, Synth Serber for the $4.99 and CC for the $5. Jay, keep the case alive for Maddie. Absolutely. You're amazing, Bun Jacks. Thank you for the $1.49 super sticker. This is very sad. Let's keep going. Let's just get through this whole dang thing tonight.
I don't know, you would be familiar with both areas. I just don't know him to ever drive down 182 super far down, like into St. Cloud. But I've known him to drive around all around Northport. But see, I don't want to say anything and like lead you guys down to Northport to do a search and nothing's there.
We're gonna go everywhere.
You're searching woods right now, or she's not?
Okay. I just want to be like, I know you guys are like looking at me for the details, but I'm like, I don't want to send you on a wild goose chase.
You know him better than us. You gotta really think.
Right now, it reminds me of a stare off. She's trying to think about what she's going to tell them and how much information she can give them. She said 192 about 13 times now, so I'm pretty sure Maddie's body is on 192, which it is.
Where do you take her?
I'm going blank. I have no idea.
I feel like you're becoming emotional
Yep.
right now. I feel like you want to tell us.
No, if I knew what to tell you, I would tell you. If I had the truth, I would tell you. I don't know anything.
Jennifer, where do you think you took her?
They do. They do.
If I were him and I had to stash a body,
Stash a body.
but I would never do this. My mind would say to go to Lake Toho. There's a lot of woods there. There's a lot of gators. I don't want to think. Let's go. No, I know. I just don't want to think about it getting eaten by gators. I don't know where she'd be. Nice.
Like I told you, there's going to come to a point where we will. Right? Volusia County Sheriff's Office just found somebody the other day that's been missing for a long time. People get found. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not quick. I'm hoping this situation is today, tomorrow, Sunday.
That's a really good call, Richard Blake. I guess Stearns dumped her in the wrong spot. You got to remember, Stephan Sterns did get a flat tire. He got a flat tire. He was on his way to somewhere and he got a flat tire. So he might have been on his way to that place that she was talking about. And he got a flat tire and had to dump Maddie because he didn't want people pulling over. Even I'm not Maddie's mom, and I say dumped Maddie, not that body. Jay needs overtime pay. Match me. Thank you, Crazy Lemon Tart. That actually sounds good. A lemon tart. Thank you for the $2 super chat. All right, listen to this lady go on. I still can't believe she's calling Maddie the body and the gators.
But we will find her. What you need to think about is when you find her, is there an opportunity or a chance that we are going to prove that you did not assist us to your full capability in this investigation? And if that is true, you need to think about the consequences of that. Consequences of hindering a murder investigation or a capital sexual battery investigation can be punishable up to probably the same charges, the same time in jail. I know you know that I don't believe what you're saying, and I know you know that I think you prioritize Stephan. That you prioritize jail.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if we come back and prove that you sat in this room and misled us, that you didn't lead us in the right direction, that you assisted or you acknowledged or you knew.
If you had knowledge or you assisted, but I want you guys to look at her face. If you do have that Zoom capability and you're watching on your phone, she looks like she's really thinking hard about what's going to happen or what's going on. So she's like, no, they're telling her right now, if we find any knowledge of you knowing about this or assisting in this, you will go to jail.
Give me a warning from jail.
If I knew anything, I swear I would tell you.
Thank you.
He has mentioned, we haven't discussed this. I had no suspicion of anything.
Thank you.
He did not tell me any more details of where he went that day other than those shops that I had mentioned.
He didn't give me any other details, guys. 192. Hey, did I tell you 192? Hey, y'all, have you heard 192 yet? Oh, wait, by the way, did I say 192? Hey, look at that clock. Is it 190? Oh, wait, it doesn't get up to 90. 192? Oh, wait. Yeah, Jamie, we did watch the Stephan Sterns interrogation. 192. Did you guys hear that? Thank you all for the super chats. It's Taco Tuesday. $2 Taco Tuesday.
I'm giving you my.
Oh, and that Franimal the Animal, thank you so much. You're amazing. $9.99 super chat. Jennifer's mother didn't attend Maddie's 13th birthday party. I find that cruel. She didn't attend her funeral. She didn't call 911. She didn't go to her vigil, and she didn't go to her memorial because she was afraid for herself.
Any of the days that you came home after these suspicious outings, 192 trips, Northport trips, and everything else, did you change clothes? Did you come home and appear disheveled, sweaty, dirty?
192.
I don't believe he showered. He didn't bring that many changes of clothes with him, so I know he's repeated his outfit over and over. It's possible he could have come home all sweaty and disheveled after the supposed changing the tire thing, but I wasn't home to see that. But other than that, I didn't see him come home dirty or sweaty or anything like that.
Did he do anything he normally doesn't do within the house around you?
No. No.
Yep.
He was acting very normal, sitting on the computer chair, chatting away with me, talking about not resetting his phone, updating his phone.
192.
Did he carry tools in his car to change the tire, typically?
I think he said there was a tire iron in the car and the jack.
Did he bring it inside? Did he leave it in the car? After?
I think he left everything was in the car.
Thank you. 192.
Did you ever go look at his car? To verify that he changed?
Of course, I didn't look in his car. I was sleeping, y'all. But I can tell you, he might have went out to 192. This lady, man. All right, let's listen. There's a lot of silence right here. She looks very confused. Why is the officer asking me, did I check his car? Why would I? I believed everything Stephan said.
Change his tire?
I don't think I did.
Never dawned on you to go double check. Except by the time he would have got back from the tire, you were gone, right?
Yeah.
What you told us?
Yeah.
And then she was reported missing.
Yeah.
During that time.
Yeah.
It never dawned on you to be like, damn, did he really change his tire? Let me double check.
No. We got home really late that evening and I didn't even think of doing that.
This is part of our problem. You did so many things and you never questioned it.
I didn't suspect him.
How can we believe some of the stuff that you're telling us or believe that you don't know?
I don't know how to say it. I mean,
That's okay.
I guess I'm stupid and gullible and very trustworthy, but I didn't think he'd be the type to do anything like this. I didn't doubt.
But you knew he was vindictive. You described him as not trustworthy with his family. You described instances where you document where he was lying to his family, lying to you, lying to others.
Lying to his family, yes, but lying to me.
You discussed that he wasn't that good of a person.
Thank you, JoJo. This lady's stupid. I'm stupid and gullible. Jennifer Soto bathed 192 days.
This family, you're not describing him in a positive light at all. So this trust, this caring, all this stuff makes no sense because you
no sense at all.
Regardless of the victimization, describe him as a good person. He's stealing from his parents, right?
But he never stole from me.
You guys have no money, but all he's doing is ordering things.
Because I
right?
got high.
Himself.
Because I got high. Because I got high.
Selfish thief. You called it a robbery, that he robbed his parents. So you trust in this dude who you're describing as untrustworthy.
But I thought he was.
Sigh. 190 pounds.
What happened to her? Where did you ask that? I can't fathom that. I can't wrap my head around that.
I think I only asked him if he took her to school. When I called him and told him to come to the office, I asked him, like, you dropped her off at school, right? Because she never made it. And he said, yeah. I was like, she never made it. Where did you drop her off?
You guys sat in your car Tuesday night when I was out there. I was out there at least 4 hours. Just you two in that car.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you guys did not have any conversations about this. There's no way.
They sat in the car for 4 hours and they didn't talk about any of this, y'all. She didn't ask where. Are you sure you dropped Maddie there? Are you sure that was her that went to the school? Are you sure you didn't see her go to the? Why did you guys leave that early again? What'd you guys do that night? Nothing. Look at her face. Zoom in on it again. Right there. Boop. Cause I got high. Cause I got high. I was going to check Stephan Sterns' car, but then I got high. Thanks, Carrie.
A reasonable person would have been questioning him. You were the last person with her what the hell happened this morning? You never did that in that car.
No. I didn't. I didn't.
He is always high. They were getting high in the car. And I got
I remember being on my phone. He was on my phone for a little bit. I know I was medicated. And I was just zoning out.
were.
I wasn't thinking anything of anything. I never asked him. Just asking him that one time to me was, if he took her to school, that was enough answer for me. I don't know. I just wanted to think.
Yes. What 92?
Not think that.
And I got and I got
But I just didn't think he did anything. Now I know. But then I didn't. I was still believing everything he was telling me.
Juvenile robbery suspects utilize the excuse of, I was high on bars, I took Xanax, I was blacked out. Right? Every juvenile robbery suspect you interview, I was, in your words, medicated, in their words, high, incapacitated, drunk. It's an excuse to avoid admitting what happened. When you say you're medicated, I can't think of an amount of medication that will numb you so bad to numb the fact that the investigation is occurring right in front of your face, but you're missing. So being medicated is just an excuse to avoid answering why you didn't discuss with him what happened. It minimizes your guys' interaction by saying you were not fully coherent with the person I know who can sit in a car and watch a bunch of detectives and crime scene investigators and everybody else search her house, seize her house, and be so numb that somehow is not ringing bells, is not overcoming the power of this little.
I mean, this guy's nailing it. They were sitting out there for 4 hours and she was just spacing out for 4 hours. Synth server, I didn't see the pictures that you sent me. Can you resend that? I'm not sure if I missed an attachment or what. I get Graciella's, and then I see Crystal Montoya's with some extra evidence in the stream, but I don't see yours. I will play the other things, but no, I don't. Anyway, let's keep going. He grills her.
Medication. There's no way. The human body will overcome that in a big situation. You didn't take enough medication to numb you of the reality of what was occurring.
I mean,
there's no way. Unless you were fully incapacitated, there's no way you were so numb that everything he described to you, everything I described to you was not in forefront of your mind. You weren't numb. Just like these robbery kids weren't blacked out. They weren't high enough to not remember the robbery. They just don't want to talk about it.
No, it wasn't clicking.
Bingo!
It didn't click to me. Like you guys telling me like it wasn't as obvious, like this and that. I still believed the story he had told me that when we were sitting in the car. I still fully believed everything he had told me. I didn't doubt him. I really thought you guys were going after the wrong guy. I'm like, they're wasting time. The real suspect is out there. She's being sex trafficked. That was my biggest fear, that she was being sex trafficked. I didn't think that she would actually be dead.
But she thought enough to get him a lawyer.
She was being sex trafficked by you and Stephan Sterns, lady. Man, I cannot with her because she keeps nailing it. Finny Boutique, she's nailing it every time. And yes, I do love Grizzly True Crime as well. Oh my goodness.
I really thought you guys were going after the wrong guy.
At that point, from the jump, we've been trying to find her.
Yeah, they're trying to find her.
That has been and will be our biggest priority.
Him getting arrested for victimizing her was an accident. We only discovered that she was a victim because we took his phone.
And I'm so happy that happened, because if not, this would have continued to keep happening.
No shit.
Well, it wouldn't have because he killed her on Monday.
Talking about if she had been found.
Oh,
I don't know why.
dude. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
There's no. I've asked this before, but there's no
Then I
like
got
map you
high.
guys can show me
Then I
like
got
with a
high.
highlighted route
Then
of
I
where
got
it's gonna take it to
high.
see if I could recognize anything or suspect anything.
I can pull up a map on my phone, the areas you described, and we can go through it.
Yeah.
Sure.
You said House of Cards?
No.
House
House game rules.
House of Cards.
Well,
It's on Vine Street in Kissimmee.
by Oak Street.
That House Game Rules, feel free to drag the map around as you please.
I'm gonna give you guys a trigger warning on this because this triggered me about Jen Soto. I literally just want to like punch her in the face. I'm just getting my knuckles ready to punch her in the face. All right. She's gonna pretend like she can look at a map and read it, and she just it's like she's stalling. If they were looking for my daughter out there, I would not be going in circles like Bree says. She's just going in circles with this. It's 192, officers. 192. Yeah, they probably did know Santa, Darlene. At this point, I wouldn't take anything off the table. All right, trigger warning. If you guys want to punch something, do not punch your TV or your cell phones. It won't get you anywhere.
That's all of it. Oh my god.
And realistically, Florida has a lot of wetlands, so anything you see that's green may not necessarily be wooded, is maybe a rule, but we're looking more for where you think based off of this route, not necessarily just like the green parts of the map.
Yeah. In the back of house game rules, I have access to the lake. That is the one shop I can remember him specifically naming that he was going to that Monday. He said house game rules. Did he make it there? I
Who
don't
gives
know.
a fuck? Then I got high.
See,
Then
if we ever went down 192 together, it would typically be in this direction towards 535, towards Disney. That's why I find it really strange that you guys say St. Cloud, because I've never gone into St. Cloud with him before.
So you told me you have a friend in St. Cloud.
I do.
I don't know if he knows, but explain to him where she lives, who.
Now, for those asking, she's trying to cover herself right now, saying, I've never been to St. Cloud with him before. St. Cloud is where they found Maddie's body, not the body, but Maddie's body. And because a tip was called in that they saw Stephan Sterns changing his tire after people were there was the alert for Maddie being out there. Thank God. And I think that was who was watching over Maddie was God, because that was just such how they found Maddie in St. Cloud off of the 192 it's miraculous to me. Thank you, Shirley Horton, for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate you. And thank you again, Grizzly True Crime. I know you're sleeping right now, but thank you for sharing the video with us.
Who she is. Explain that relationship to him, because I don't think he's aware of it.
No.
Oh, okay. So one of my really good friends lives off of Old Canoe Creek Road, off Nolte.
Okay.
I don't know what
Yes.
her head though.
Yes.
She's one of my really good friends. She's somebody I know that lives in St. Cloud.
Yes.
She's one of like 2 people I know that live in St. Cloud. She's hung out with us, as in me and Stephan before. She's come over to hang out with me and Stephan would be hanging out there too, so we would all kind of hang out together. But yeah, she's just a friend.
And you're 100% sure he's never been to her house?
Yes.
Do they have their own friendship? Or is it just that's your friend and the only time he ever talks to her or hangs out with her is with you?
Exactly. Just my friend. He would talk when she was around.
And you just told me about the second person in St. Cloud. Who is that?
Somebody I haven't seen in a long time. Her name is Courtney Brackman. She lives. Can you pull up the map?
Mm-hmm.
But he's never been over to her house either.
Search.
Drop a B. I can't even be as relaxed as Jen, and I'm sitting in a nice comfy chair with the back support, just hanging out with my nice warm shirt on because it's cold. She's so relaxed. Ridiculous. Absolutely. All right, we're getting into the home stretch of this video. Let's do it together. It's got 15 more minutes or so, but all of this video matters. All of it. There's just so much in here, and I hope that they charge Jen Soto. This is absolutely ridiculous. She's stalling even more with this stupid map. It's 192, Jen.
Was she verbal about that? Like, did she make that known to you guys?
She always told me that if we were to go hiking out there to let her know, because I've gone hiking without her. But it's been a really long time since I've done a hike down Lake Lizzie with her.
Okay.
That's been at least 2 years. Yeah, those are the only places in St. Cloud that I would know, that I could think of, that he might be aware of, but.
But your gut tells us no.
Lake Lizzie, probably not. Like, does he even remember what the name of Lake Lizzie is? Probably not.
Yes, I am. Yes. So much work for her to scroll through somebody else's phone. She's looking on the map. And she just keeps staring at it like another answer is going to come to her. So I'm just going a little bit forward because this is long.
Conversations with Stephan where he disclosed what he did. Okay. The story that we talked about of what at one point we discussed that she could potentially have been in a trunk on the way to Northport.
Yeah.
Is that information you know to be true or an assumption?
An assumption.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us before we check on the phone car? We may not be able to answer everything, but if you have questions, we can see if we can answer those questions.
All right. Yes, they're asking her to tell the truth. So let me go back for a second. She's now telling the truth and putting her hand up. And look at her face. She's like, what?
And Carmen, you ready?
We'll verify that in a moment. The Is it still going?
Yeah.
All right, Stephan also is not been charged with murder. All right, just a
He's
sexual
not or
battery.
he is?
He is not been.
Oh.
He's just been charged with sexual battery. I have a couple questions for you that are going to be on record. They're going to be official. I need you to answer truthfully.
Yes,
Because if they
you
determine
did.
that you did answer not truthfully, you can be held accountable for it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear that everything we talked about today in this interview is true and correct?
Yes.
Did you lie to me or the detective at any time?
No.
Okay. Do you currently know, or have you ever been aware of where the body has been since Monday?
No.
Did you
3
have
hours
any,
ago.
were you aware at any time,
3 hours ago.
whether it be the most recent instance or the first instance, victimization sexually by Stephan? Okay. At this time, you do not know where Stephan went on 192? You do not know where he went in Northport?
There's that 192 again, folks. And she says she doesn't know synth server. I did see the email, and she does look like freaking Jen Soto. That is like almost uncanny. Oh my God. Wow. I'm going to star this so I can. Yeah, she looks just like Jen Soto. She looks a little bit like an older version or a stressed out version of Jen Soto. Ugh.
And you have at no time this week in any conversations with Stephan where he disclosed what he did? Okay.
Yes.
The story that we talked about of what at one point we discussed that she could potentially have been in the trunk on the way to Northport.
Yeah.
Is that information you know to be true or an assumption?
An assumption.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us before we go check on the phone in the car? We may not be able to answer everything, but if you have questions, we can see if we can answer those questions. It's not your only opportunity. Your only opportunity phase was you saying you swear.
Yeah.
You actually don't have opportunity. You obviously have numerous detectives' phone numbers. You can have numerous agencies' phone numbers, things like that. So realistically, there will be other options for you to ask questions.
I don't think I have questions right now.
Okay. I don't want you to think I was purposely an asshole to you.
No, I know. You're doing your job.
Like I told you, like the sheriffs have probably reached out. You've been in communication with numerous people here.
Yes.
Those are my opinions and my opinions only. They don't reflect Sheriff Nina, the chief of PD, Kyle, any other detectives who talked to you. All right. I personally don't know. All right. We will be here all weekend. We will be here all night. My only hope is that you truthfully did not lie to us. You truthfully don't know where she was, and that you truthfully did not know what was happening to her.
See you guys tomorrow. All right, Jill. She is done talking. I don't think they're coming back in the room. She's gonna sit there a little bit stunned. Actually, she does. This is when they do come back in the room. I forgot about this. It's almost the end. So I muted it because she's not saying anything. But when they walk back in the room, and I do want to say good night, Nikki, Cherie. They're not done, but they're gonna come back in. She's gonna sit there for a minute. She tries to make herself comfortable. Yeah, they do come back. This is the part where they do come back. She's just going to go to sleep for a little bit. She does close her eyes, turns to the side, and then when they come back, she likes to pretend that she's sobbing. I am going to watch this part. I just took the volume off for a second. So let me get back. I'm not going to watch 15 minutes of her sitting there, but no, hold on. I want you to see when they start to come back. And I'm positive for a second. You can see she's starting to get herself ready again. She was laying there with her eyes closed, relaxing, and you could hear them come down the hall. Her ugly fingers get to a posture, and here it goes.
So we're at right now. Your car is obviously able to be released to you, the Nissan. It requires us to do some paperwork because we did log it into our system. So now that it's in our system, we got to release it properly to you, which is no big deal. It'll take a couple minutes. Because of the high profile. All right, I know you said we can download your phone, and I do appreciate your cooperation with that. But because the same way we do with Stephan and every other phone and digital device we've seized, they're making us write a search warrant on it, which really doesn't affect you too much. The search warrant is a legal thing. It's not a you thing. It's not a trust thing. But with that, it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
All right, so I can release your car to you right now. We can go facilitate that downstairs. I cannot make you a promise that that phone will be downloaded by the time your car's ready. What I can promise you is at the moment it is downloaded, if you have left from here, I will bring it to you. You're staying with your sister still? Does anybody have your sister's phone number that we can make sure we can communicate with you on?
Yeah. My dad is downstairs, I think, waiting for me, so I can give you my dad's number since he'll be
Whatever
with me.
phone numbers.
I know we're getting to the end, but I gotta call this out. All of a sudden, she has this chipper voice, everybody. My dad is downstairs, and you want to give him a call? You can call his number. What in the hell? And I love that you guys called her a beast. Sit up, you beast. You're in an interview about your daughter not coming home ever. All right. What the heck, man? This lady.
We can have just to make sure that
Yeah.
if we are unable to give you the phone back today,
Yeah.
I'll let you know that. That way, if we are unable to give you the phone back, we at least are able to contact you. And we want to make sure you have a phone to contact us if something arises. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
No, she didn't fake cry. I'm sorry. She fake cried the last time they walked out and came back in. Rest in peace, Maddie. This is a long interview, but right in the middle of it, I didn't play that part because we're already at 3 hours. That's why. But I love you all. And yeah, I didn't realize Juan was still there. Told you that Juan was paying for her lawyer. Juan must be paying for her lawyer, and the mom has been helping her out and her sister. Damn. Thank you, Sid Serber. I thought Juan was back in Puerto Rico. He went to Puerto Rico for a little while and came back. We now know Juan, her father, that owns a condo, is back in town.
What's Dad's number? What's his name?
My dad's name was
Waiting for rent. Oh, what do they think of her now, y'all? She's going home to do her drugs. That's why she's so
and if you can't get a
excited.
hold of him, you can take my sister's number. She's
That's gone. Her $16,000 from GoFundMe is gone. I think that's why she cremated Maddie, so she didn't have to pay for a full funeral. I think cremation is like 3,000 or 4,000.
Are you going to be going back to your condo? Or are you going to go to...
Juan is Maddie's dad.
I don't think I'm returning to my townhouse ever again. I want to. I want to be staying with my sister.
So what we'll do is we will walk you out this back parking lot. If the car is in the back corner, so I'll walk with you. We'll go through the back so we don't go through the front lobby. It wasn't press conference today. Obviously, none of us got to see what was said. I assume it's just an update on.
Thank you, Jen's dad. Juan.
But we will go through the back to go get the car, and that way we are not walking through the front lobby making you wait out there. I don't know if there's still media present. I assume you're not in the state or mood to go walk past 32 news cameras. So we will go out the back and get the car, and I'll show you how you can leave here, and we can call your dad from the back so you can know where to go or where to meet you. You can just tell him, hey, we're gonna
Yeah, it
get in the
was.
back parking lot. You can drive
You're
around.
right.
You guys can
Thank
follow
you.
each other out or whatever you choose to do that way. All right.
Rest in peace, Maddie. You did not have a chance, young lady. The fact that you had that horrible mother and Stephan Demon Sterns in her life for that many years, and he was just playing out, taking advantage of her folks. Jen Soto, in my opinion, could have stopped it and has guilty knowledge, if not more. I cannot ignore that in this 3-hour interview that she called out way too many things that nobody would just guess. Nobody not even my psychic friends would guess all of these things that she's calling out. I just can't. All right, y'all. I love you very much. I'm going to go chill with my baby girl and go get something to eat and chill out. And it's a full moon. So I'm telling you guys now, go get something to eat, go chill, go relax, get some rest. Don't fight with anybody, even if you get the urge to. If you want to go howl at the moon, you can. And do know that lunatic comes from a lunar eclipse when there's a full moon. So there might be some lunar ticks out there. Lunatics. I love you guys very much. You say scroll back. I love you guys, love you guys, love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to cover Stephan Sterns, and I cannot wait. Have a good night, y'all. I love you.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?